And there's the beautiful skyline of Tampa, Florida. We are deep into the dog days of summer here in Florida. Florida has always been a crossroads of Latin American cultures, where tonight, two cultures with rich boxing traditions, Argentina and Mexico, collide in our main event. But we start off with the heavyweights. That's right, Rashad Coulter, UFC bare knuckle and boxing veteran. He's going to need all those combat skills tonight against Michel Pirotton, the undefeated Belgian, 8-0. In the welterweight division, 6 rounds, Terrence versus Roberto Escobar. Williams, there are good knockouts, and then there are scary knockouts. Last time out, he showed scary power, but a big step up against the very tough Mexican fighter Roberto Escobar. Also in the welterweight division, Jonathan Navarro from the Mecca of boxing, East Los Angeles, California, 17-0, but 5 years off the sport. The very experienced Clarence said, hey, I can look into a guy's soul and see their weaknesses. Can he find that weakness in the ring tonight? In our co-main event, it's Emiliano Moreno, 9-0 from Long Beach, California. Great combinations, great accuracy. He says, I finally have my life together. It's going to show in the ring tonight. But Rashield Williams looking for his 4th devastating knockout before round number 3 tonight. And in our main event, it is Argentina versus Mexico. Alberto Palmetta, hands up, chin down, walk you down, and make you fight. Jesus Saracho, though, 13 wins, 11 by knockout. He has thunder in both hands. Welcome into the ProBox TV Event Center here in Plant City. Jimmy Smith alongside the champs. That's right, Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi. When you look at our main event, Chris, you said it when we broke this one down. A lot of southpaws have a cute style, right? They move, they're athletic, they have interesting offense and defense. Our main event, 2 southpaws, but no cuties in this one.
Yeah, no, that's an old school term talking about slick southpaws, guys who move and are very elusive. We don't got that with these guys. These guys are going to meet in the center. We got Argentina versus Mexico, put on great fights in the past. They've got a lot of bad blood. These guys are both action-packed fighters, also veterans to our era on ProBox TV, so they know what to expect. They know what's expected of them. Looking forward to a great main event.
Yeah, Paulie, when you talk about this kind of fight, you always talk about the mental fatigue of having somebody in your face the entire time. That's the game both of these guys bring. Could this fight belong to the one who makes his opponent break?
Yeah, of course. You know, I think it always comes down to a little bit of the psychology in a fight. Palmetta is a guy who likes to bring it to you, but he's also got a little bit of awkwardness, makes these random defensive moves as well. Saracho can punch, so you gotta have to walk him down without head movement at your own risk. I think Palmetta will bring in some of that little bit of awkwardness as well. I don't think he can just walk Saracho down squared up, chin down, hands up, and just go forward, because Saracho has a knack for finding those openings between the gloves, shoots some nice combinations. It's good two-fisted power. It's a really interesting fight. It's a good fight because they're both pretty durable guys. Saracho has power. Let's see if Palmetta is able to break him, or if the power goes through and breaks Palmetta.
The co-main event, Emiliano Moreno, undefeated. But when we talked to him, Chris, about this opportunity, he didn't talk about boxing. He talked about everything outside of the ring that is now together, because I was 9-0 undefeated, and I wasn't even that focused. That's scary.
Yeah, well, I mean, during the fighter meetings, when I was listening to him, all I heard was maturity. I'm more mature now. And I think, you know, he needed that. He was very physical in his fights on our past air. And, you know, he brings that kind of pressure, that explosiveness, that power. You know, he comes forward. But listen, his opponent's that kind of guy too. So they seem like they're going to be meeting in the center of the ring. You know, it's always it's always great to get that good insight in those fighter meetings. Both these guys looking like they're ready to bang.
Yeah, Rashield Williams, he's looking for his 4th devastating knockout in a row. He hasn't gone past round number 2 in 4 fights. He believes in his power. Is that the key?
Yeah, you know what? It can be the key. Moreno seems pretty durable, but he gets hit himself. Yeah. Moreno likes to hit. He gets hit. You know, I understand all the maturity on Moreno's part, but just as long as he keeps it fun. I liked him the way he was. He was a lot of fun to watch, but so is Williams. So this one really could be, is that thing called chemistry, right? I mean, relationships are chemistry. Fights also create that chemistry. These guys have a good dynamic on paper, and from what we've seen of them in the past, let's see if they make that fun fight that our co-main events have tended to give us.
Saying chemistry, now I'm thinking about chemical formulas. This has a formula to be a show stealer tonight. It's a great, great fight.
It's going to be explosive. Well, we like explosions, so we start off in the heavyweight division. That's right, you see him, Rashad Coulter. We said before, I call this fights in the UFC. Paulie, you called him in bare knuckle. Now we're calling him in boxing together. He is very, very tough. 5-3 as a pro. You see the age disparity. Coulter, 42. His opponent, Michel Pirotton from Belgium, 28 years old, 6'4", 2 very big heavyweights. Jim Sorensen, get us started.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to your Wednesday night fights. We are now beginning with our live television broadcast this evening, and this first fight is scheduled for 6 rounds in the heavyweight division. Your judges for this fight, Michael Ross, Joanne Richard, and Jed O'Connor, and your referee in charge, Emil Lombardi. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he wears the black and gold trunks. He weighed in at 246.6 pounds. His record, 5 wins, 3 losses with 3 wins by knockout. From Dallas, Texas, please give it up for Rashad Daywalker Coulter. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red trunks, weighing in at 228.8 pounds. He is undefeated. His record, 8 wins with 4 wins by knockout. From Liège, Belgium. Give it up for Michael Beaumaye Pirotton.
All right, guys, let's go. All right, we went over the rules in the locker room, all right? Expect a good, clean fight out of both of you. Pay close attention to my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up, wait for the bell.
Ready to get underway in round number 1. The heavyweights getting us started.
Mouthpiece.
Looking at Michael Pirotton from Belgium. His opponent, Rashad Coulter, black and gold. And we are underway, round number 1. Pirotton, when you talked about this fight, he talked a lot about strategy. He says, I know he's going to look for that loopy overhand. I have the height advantage. That's what he's going to use. He said, KO guys, wear down. I'm ready for a long fight tonight.
Yeah, taller fighters always need to watch out for that overhand right. Guys, lower their level, lower their head, try and get you to bring your hands down so you can throw that loopy shot over the top. And already you can see Coulter's sticking that stab jab down to the body, trying to set that shot up.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to get Pirotton to bend a little bit into a right hand. Right now he's trying to disguise that right hand and just shooting that jab. Let's see if Pirotton cooperates, or if Pirotton can use his own jab to offset the setups of Coulter.
And also, Paulie, you and I have called him in different combat sports. That overhand right, it's not as useful in boxing. MMA, they throw it all the time. Really, really popular.
Yeah. I mean, if you got to set it up a bit more adequately in boxing. You know, in MMA, you notice it lands a bit more. It can land in boxing, but I've noticed it really is a deadly weapon in MMA and bare knuckle.
I know you guys have both called Coulter before. This is my first time, but I can tell already this guy can fight. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's setting things up. He's looking down, throwing the punches high, looking up, throwing the punches low. Definitely has some good awareness in there.
There's a calmness to a guy who was a veteran of multiple combat sports, and that's what Rashad has. There's a calmness to him. Yeah,
that mental toughness you get from fighting everywhere. He talked about that as well. He said, there's nothing this guy can do to me that I haven't seen already inside either bare knuckle, MMA, or boxing. Of course, his 9th boxing match tonight, 5-3 as a pro. Really nice combination from Coulter.
That overhand right you were talking about, Jimmy. And he's been setting that up with that stab jab repeatedly here in the opening moments of round 1.
Yeah, Pirotton looks a little bit unsure of himself, a little bit unsteady. You know, he's throwing punches just for the sake of throwing them, and sometimes they're landing. You know, Coulter's a pretty stationary target. Just keep his hands up, but he's not he doesn't seem to me like he's looking to set anything up or has the capability to set anything up. Maybe it's still the rest of round 1. Let's see how the fight winds up evolving for him. There's some good jabs there. Let's see what he can create off of them.
One thing he talked about is I need success in the United States. You can be good in Europe, right? But you have to be good in the United States. You have to impress here. He may be putting a lot on his shoulders in this fight.
Oh, nice left hook there from Pirotton.
Off combination, 6'4", big height advantage tonight. The question is, how will he use it? And he thought Rashad Coulter would be a pushover. He is very mistaken.
And that calmness of Coulter keeps in good position. Is that position battle that sometimes we talk about? A fighter will throw punches and you may lose your positioning. Coulter took a shot there, but again, his position remains so that he can go back and shoot his own shots.
That's it? No. No? Okay. Listen, I'll take that all day. That was good. How do you feel overall? All right. Okay. Listen, you let him get off at the end.
Stop. You gotta drop the right hand. You got it? You got it, bro. Okay? Keep the jab easy. Keep the jab from right.
Welcome back, ProBox TV. Big night, August 21st. Our main event, Jarrett Hurd versus Jason Rosario. Middleweight bout, 10 rounds. That is going to be an incredible main event. Do not miss it. We're in the middle of a heavyweight fight, starting round number 2. Rashad Coulter in the black and gold. His undefeated opponent, Michael Pirotton, in the red. In between rounds, his coach said, "I love it. Give me more of that."
Yeah, it was a good round for Rashad. I mean, I think he set the tone a bit. He showed his experience in there. Also showed his power to a degree. Nice body shots on Pirotton. He landed a really good one at the end of the last round, right before the break.
And also, Paulie, another thing, you know, fighters who come in from different combat sports, be it bare knuckle or MMA, they're not used to being as loose as a boxer needs to be. You know, Rashad Coulter seems pretty relaxed in there.
Yeah, and again, I think even though what you said is true, Jimmy, I think it's just the relaxation of having been in so many fights, so many different arts. There's a good shot there.
Another good body shot.
Pirotton with a body shot.
That left hand, you know, he's setting it up with the right hand across the top. That's a tricky shot for a taller fighter to land without putting themselves in danger, but Pirotton's setting it up nicely.
Come on, work out with it.
We talked about being prepared when we talked to him for a long fight. He said, "This is a 6 round. I'm ready for 6 rounds. I'm ready to break him down." He said, "He'll wear down before me." Part of that, of course, working the body. And he's so far done very, very effectively.
Yeah, Pirotton looks much more comfortable here in round 2 than he did in round 1. Starting to let his hands fly. He's got nice combinations, got a much better left hook than I expected. Usually these big, tall, long guys are unwilling to let that left hook fly. Pirotton likes that shot. There it is again, followed by right hand.
Yeah, now he's leading with different shots and following them up as well. So now there's actually a method to the madness. Well, in the first round, it seemed like he was just throwing just to throw. At times, he still throws some shots from too close of a range, but he's starting to find his range now.
Keep an eye out for that left hook. He throws that thing with bad intentions, and he sets it up pretty nicely. Nice feint. Good hard feint.
Man, sparred with names like Dubois, Hrgovic, you know them well. Big puncher has done his work to get in here. Nice sneaky right hand.
Yeah, we're starting to see the class of Pirotton starting to show.
Keep him up. Keep him up.
Complaining was low.
Maybe a little low. We'll see. You know, we got Pirotton blocking our full view. Good jab there by Coulter. He's still coming forward though. That mental pressure is still something Coulter's at least trying to keep bringing to Pirotton and see if he can break the prospect.
Well, Chris, to your point, that jab that set things up so well in round number 1 has been largely absent in round number 2 for Coulter.
Yeah, that's really the first time he's landed this round. He's doing a good job of getting his head off line, dropping, staying low, fighting the shorter man's fight when you're fighting a taller guy. But this round, Pirotton just showing his class. He's moving well, letting his hands go nicely.
Yeah, and I think it's also the fact that he's shooting first consistently, and it's preventing Coulter from getting comfortable shooting his own jab.
He's not wasting his movement either. First round was a little frenetic with his movement. Oh, nice right hand from Coulter there.
You just gotta stay busy.
And go to the body, see?
But he's getting away with it. If you just punch one time, I want you to punch right here, okay? Stop looking for the headshot, punch him right here. I love the left hook.
We are back. Round number 3 about to begin in this heavyweight fight.
Right? So you took yourself out.
And here was the shot in round number 2. Beautiful combinations.
Good chopping right hand there, right on the money. He throws that right hand real short and tight and then comes back with that left hook. On the belt line, partially on the belt line, but mostly a landed clean shot. So good call, Paul. You said that was a good shot. Couldn't see the low blow there.
Yeah, and at first view it looked good, but then I saw Coulter complaining about it. I thought maybe Pirotton's body had blocked my view, but the replay gets it.
Looks like a good shot
I thought it was a good shot until Pirotton actually acknowledged the glove touch. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he thought it was low.
I tell you, man.
We're human. We can be influenced here
Yeah.
ringside. I've seen fighters sell stuff.
That's something you learn as you go in your career.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Pirotton, he comes from Belgium, right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Luckily, he doesn't come from Sicily. No, you're not going to get it yet until let me finish the joke, Jimmy.
Please.
Because in Sicilian, Pirotton's last name means big fart. I keep hearing you guys say the word Pirotton, and I'm like trying not to laugh. But better being raised in Belgium.
You learn something every day working with the champs. Well, letting it rip in more ways than one.
Well, Pirotton started letting him rip in round 2 in terms of combination punching, though.
He just landed a jab cross hook, like a classic fundamental 1-2-3. All 3 punches landed. Very, very nice short shot from the big man.
Very clean stuff from Pirotton. He's undefeated for a reason. You talked about this being a step up in his career. He knows what the opportunity means here at ProBox TV. You're going to have tough fights, but you're going to get the recognition that you feel you deserve. That's the payoff here. And it's starting to get around the boxing world, what you get when you fight here.
Yeah, it's a tremendous platform. We're seeing a lot of our fighters go on to bigger, better things. We got guys in world title fights consistently. Lately, we're getting former world champions in our main events. Has our next show coming up.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's a huge one. It's a big step up for ProBox TV.
Wait for that one, August 21st. Jarrett Hurd, Jason Rosario. Be our main event, the outstanding. Right now, the fighter from Belgium, Pirotton, picking his shots so unbelievably well.
Looking very smooth here, very, very smooth. Moving nicely, letting his hands go. Has really shut down the offense of Coulter here in round 3.
Again, you see he's getting more creative with the way he's leading with the shots, and that's what I was talking about in the first round. Now he goes down to the body with a two-fisted combination. Pirotton really now getting more versatile with his punch selection.
Coulter trying to, what they say, no-sell it, but you saw his hands drop, took a deep breath there.
That's the thing about body shots. They got delayed reaction to that. You get hit with it, you make a face, like, I'm good, and then it really settles in.
Then you're not good.
Yeah, then you're not good. You're good until you're not.
Oh, good left. A beautiful shot, ending with the left hook.
Tell you what, though, Pirotton's left hook is a little bit wide. It's sharp, it's accurate, it's a little bit wide. I think there's an opportunity there for Coulter to punch with him, like right there. He tried, he missed there, but or catch and shoot with a counter. Something there, because Pirotton's hook, while it's good and it's accurate, it's also a little bit predictable.
Paulie, you're seeing why he's undefeated, but you're also seeing why he's 8 fights in.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You're seeing both sides of it.
There's a positive and there's also things to work on. But that's why you have these kind of fights in your career. And Coulter, he's playing his role as well. He's durable, he's bringing it, he's spreading that pressure.
Coming into round number 3 in a fight that is becoming a bit more one-sided than we thought it would at the end of round number 1. Please join us. It's going to be outstanding. Jarrett Hurd versus Jason Rosario, our main event. 10 rounds in the middleweight division. That's going to be an outstanding card. Our Wednesday night fights here in Plant City, they always deliver. But as you said, Chris, the names getting better and better.
We got 2 former world champions meeting in our main event. I mean, we've had a few world champions on our cards, but never fighting another ex-world champion. So this is a big step up for ProBox TV.
You gotta be sharp now. He's stopped. He's tired right now. So you gotta be sharp now. We're gonna start working on the double jab and drop the right. And he said,
Here, get him to drop his hands and then come over top of the hook.
Gentlemen, same strategy in the corner of Rashad Coulter. Work the jab, get overhand with the right hand. Looks like they have a few more weapons in the corner of the fighter from Belgium, Michael Pirotton.
Yeah, Pirotton, you see him. He's got his movement. He's using good, hard feints. He's got jabs, and as you said, champ, he's getting more creative with his combinations, letting those hands go high and low.
As I go to the double jab, chip away at the bigger man, exactly like that. Not a ton of steam on any one punch, but death by volume works in the heavyweight division as well. And Chris, when we were talking about his fight, when we were doing our research on Coulter, it's like, man, he's hard to stop. He goes in there and he's hard to drop. He's just incredibly durable. Doesn't matter what combat sport he's fighting in.
Yeah, durable, physically strong. He's never been stopped in professional boxing. He's got 3 KOs in his 5 wins, so he's got respectable power as well. Obviously, you can see he's a big, powerfully built guy.
Yeah, he's starting to walk Pirotton down more. Pirotton's finding the avenue to get out of those corners. If Coulter can trap him a little bit better, cut him off a little bit better, it could force some mistakes from Pirotton. As you can see, Pirotton feels that pressure, but he does find the escape.
And that being said, though, Coulter is having a better round. He landed a good, hard, stiff jab. He landed a nice left hook earlier.
Always that exit, Paulie, you were talking about. Pirotton always seems to find the way out, an angle, the right way to get out of those tough spots.
Well, that's the thing. Coulter is a little bit of extra weight around the belly, right? So it slows down your feet a little bit, and it's allowing that slow down with the feet allows Pirotton to find the avenues out.
Rashad Coulter said, I was always in the gym. It's a late notice fight because I'm always in the gym. I'm always getting ready. I'm in good shape for this fight. He knows about the reach and the combinations of his opponent. He has a strategy to deal with it. He did early on in the fight, but looks like Pirotton reaching into his bag of tricks has been able to do a little bit more as this fight has progressed.
Yeah, the in and out has really worked now. He's just been using this kind of style now, in, out, and Coulter hasn't really been able to get the timing. As long as a guy who's going in and out like this consistently, you can time him on the way out, but Coulter has not been able to do that.
If you pay attention to the feet of Coulter, he's starting to cross step. He's bringing that back foot up to the front foot. A lot of times guys do that when they're fatigued. Now, is that because he took the fight on short notice, or is it from all those good body shots that Pirotton has been landing?
Could be a little bit of both, right, champ?
Combination. Bad combination.
Pirotton not really loading up. He seems content to kind of box on the outside. It's rare for a heavyweight 6'4" with his kind of weight. Not necessarily selling out for the knockout.
It could be a concern for the 6 rounds. You know, you said it's early in his career. He said he's ready to go 6, but until you've done it, you don't know.
10 seconds. No punch.
Seconds left to go in another good round from Michael Pirotton. Boxing skills on display throughout that one. Coming up, Terrence Williams, Roberto Escobar. You want to see power? Terrence Williams has it. But his opponent from Mexico is going to make it a brawl, try to stay inside.
You good?
Yeah.
We just still got 2 more rounds.
Yes. Yeah, bro, it's the last round, okay? He dice you can finish with the combos, okay?
Your shots, okay? You're doing good. Just control your breathing. Keep having fun, right? Your jab is working as well when you choose to use it. Mix it in, but I want more to the body, and then I want you to throw a hard one to the head, okay? We got 2 rounds. Push yourself.
In that corner, advice about punches. Gentlemen, no advice about footwork. No advice about cutting off the ring and keeping Pirotton in that spot.
And that's been I think the issue there. You know, the slow feet, if you can make up for slow feet by having your feet set in a position where you can cut off a guy and prevent his movement. But, yep, none of that instructions in the corner. It's hard to get a guy if you're just going to chase him around and his feet are faster than yours.
Briefly has his man in the corner, but as we've seen throughout this fight, Pirotton circling out in the red from Belgium. 6'4". Coming in tonight, 8-0, trying to make it 9 at the expense of Rashad Coulter in the black and gold. Coulter, athletic family. His wife is a boxer, so she's better than I am. Has sons right now, athletic football scholarship, so he's got the genes, definitely. See the fatigue setting in a bit, Chris. I thought he was dropping hands, right?
And he kind of just watched Pirotton just go around that time and just didn't even try to chase him or cut off the ring for that matter.
Also seeing the body language, the mannerisms as he's walking back to the corner. You're seeing a bit of frustration on Coulter's face. That's when a guy at this level starts to really break down.
And if you're not in great shape, if you're taking something last minute notice, 4 rounds can be done. The 6 rounds starts to get a little heavier, 8 rounds gets a little heavier, 10 rounds a little heavier, 12 rounds a little heavier.
It just gets worse.
Yeah, so you know, maybe Coulter was in good 4-round shape, but I don't know. It seems like the 6-round shape, he's not active. Even with the pressure now, he was already not quick on his feet, but now even the pressure has slowed down a little bit as well.
And gentlemen, let's be honest, the biggest lie in fighting is I'm always in the gym, right? There's in the gym, and then there's getting ready for a fight.
And
there's not
mentally,
the same.
physically in the gym and mentally in the gym is 2 different things, man. You know?
In shape and fight shape are different things.
Yeah.
Chris, both you and Paulie we've looked at photos of guys. Yeah, he's shredded. He ain't in fight shape.
Yeah.
There's a difference you can see.
And I think we know tested it. At some point in your career, you kind of, it gets redundant. So it's like you can be mentally present, physically present in the gym, but if you're not mentally there and enthusiastic about the training, it's not doing the same kind of work.
Good shot coming in.
One of the hardest right hands Pirotton's landed tonight.
Nice and clean, but not going for the kill. Admiring his work just a little bit. Rashad Coulter getting time to recover. Not been overly busy looking for the knockout.
Yeah, and is there a chance here for Pirotton to shoot for the knockout now? You know, is there an opportunity if he steps on the gas a little bit? Does he try to back up Coulter?
He has been cautious post-combination throughout this fight. Throws a few good ones and gets out.
I think he's at the point where he could set on his feet a little more, Pirotton, and try to land some heavy shots, because that good hard shot there from Coulter. But Coulter is looking less and less dangerous as these rounds wear on.
Ready for the final round. They said they were ready for 6. We'll find out if they really are. Final round coming up.
You're doing really good. Can you put one more good round in? All right. They got to be a little busier. I need more shots to the body. Listen, I promise you, if you just counter his shots, he's there to be hit. Okay, thank you. He is there to be hit. You just got to believe it, okay? Finish it. He's going to open up a little bit more now, so you got to punch last.
Welcome back to the corner of Rashad Coulter.
Yeah.
Corner saying
right?
punch
They're thinking
in the middle.
Too tired to continue. They're going to try.
When he throws, you throw. This is what happens.
There was that big right hand. Nah, it didn't land as clean as I actually thought. It looked much better because he caught Coulter as he was punching with that left hand, but Coulter, being the veteran that he is, took a little bit of the power off that shot.
And then for all the fans at home, guys, this is just the opener. We got some good fights tonight. I'm looking at the comments here on the channel. Don't get wet before it rains, as we're saying Sicilian. Let the action begin, man. This is just our opener, just a little appetizer.
Got some great fights coming up. Argentina versus Mexico in our main event, incredible co-main event, featuring the undefeated fighter from Long Beach, California, Emiliano Moreno versus Rashield Williams, 11-2. He has knockout power. This whole card is stacked.
Yeah, and 821. And we got Hurd and Jason Rosario on the main event. Good card there as well. August 21st, our next show.
Oh, outstanding now. Rashad Coulter briefly getting
not to save it for now, guys.
Yep.
Coulter trying to shoot him as well.
Great straight shot there. No fat on that punch whatsoever. Oh man, he's got a hell of a beard.
He's trying to get in there and fire himself now. Let's see.
Pirotton seems to know it. He lands a big shot. He doesn't stay there.
That was a nice escape route from Pirotton to get back to the center of the ring. Did a little sidestep spin. Used his hands to move Coulter to the rope, got back to the center of the ring.
We heard that throughout the event center here. That body shot, good one, went back to it again. It's been a money punch for Pirotton since round number 2.
I was actually going to say, after the last round, Coulter walked back to his corner, wasn't breathing hard. So, yeah, maybe he's in shape. Different than fight shape, because your body can get tired. But his lungs are there. He wasn't breathing real heavy going back to the round.
Certainly trying to move forward. It was the final round of a 6-round fight, heavyweight division.
Breathing heavy now, though. Those couple body shots will make you do that.
Yeah, Michael Pirotton from Belgium. Coulter.
Pirotton's endurance is good. You know, he's 6 rounds. He's still bouncing in the 6th round.
Still using feints, throwing combinations, and he's a big guy.
1 minute left. Rashad Coulter, by any estimation, down on the scorecards. Probably needs a knockout in this final round to win.
That's something about heavyweights, which is kind of unique to the heavyweight division. You could see a guy completely lose a fight based on conditioning. Just completely fall apart. I think about Vladimir Klitschko and a bunch of his fights where he just completely fell apart. Oh,
nice left hand.
Good exchanges.
Coulter answering back enough. Yeah, Pirotton's getting out.
If you stay still, Coulter was willing to engage. He just can't get to you. That's the problem Coulter's having tonight. If you stay still, man, Coulter will engage.
At this point, Coulter's literally just walking at him.
When it comes to footwork, this one has been a mismatch.
Yeah, that's been the big difference. The footwork and the control of range of Pirotton in this fight.
10 seconds.
Showing his experience with 10 seconds left.
Loving those feints of Pirotton, even in the 6th round, 6th and final round, using those feints effectively.
Well, Rashad Coulter was game, but as we talked about, the footwork, the combinations, all on the side of Michael Pirotton. barring an unbelievable robbery, should stay undefeated. Move to 9-0, but we shall see.
There's that left hook to the body, which was a stinging shot all night long. Pirotton showing his skills, letting those hands go. And also showing good conditioning against a very durable, dangerous opponent in Coulter, who brought it as much as he could, but it was more conditioning that gave him, well, conditioning and the skills of Pirotton that gave him so much trouble.
And a lot of that, Paulie, below the waist for Pirotton. He moved well the entire fight, set up all of his combinations.
Yeah, and that was it. The footwork was a big difference. That really was what separated the two guys tonight.
Telling us he took it on 3 days' notice, apologizing to us, got nothing to apologize about.
Yeah.
It was a very entertaining fight.
Yeah, 6 rounds of work. You got it in there. 3 days work on 3 days' notice. It's listen. You can still, like we said, we can be physically and mentally present in the gym. He's obviously been in the gym physically because you can't go 6 rounds with a guy who's moving all over the place like this, unless you're in some kind of shape.
Yeah, but he showed heart. He showed guts. Jim Sorensen, was it enough? Make it official.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's give these fighters a little bit of love, shall we? After 6 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards, and in this case, the judges all see it the same way. Judge Joanne Richard, Michael Ross, and Jed O'Connor see it 60-54 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated Michael Bomaye Pirotton!
Those 10 combinations, bright future for this young man from Belgium.
Yeah, I think really the only round you could argue is the first round, but other than that, he showed good skills tonight, moving around the ring well, good footwork, nice conditioning, using those feints effectively, and nice left hooks to the body and to the head.
And you're gonna be happy about the win, but at the same time, there's also some things you can work on, take back with you. Got good 6 rounds with a solid veteran of 3 combat sports, so it's something you can take with you and work on some new things. Pirotton is a work in progress.
Yeah, 9-0, but just beginning his career. Someone not just beginning their career. And that's right, the fighter from Argentina in our main event, Alberto Palmetta, 19-2, 13 knockouts. He's taking on the very tough Mexican Jesus Saracho, but he is backstage with Beatriz Callas now.
Alberto Palmetta, one of the fighters of the main event of the evening, uno de los peleadores del evento estelar de esta noche. Alberto, tienes un récord profesional excelente, más de 129 peleas amateur, e incluso Mike Tyson fue a verte entrenar en West Palm Beach. You have over 129 amateur fights, a great professional record, and even Mike Tyson went to see you train in West Palm Beach. What do you think is your biggest strength as a fighter? ¿Cuál crees que sea tu mayor fortaleza como boxeador?
Pienso que la voluntad que tengo y el deseo de ser campeón del mundo es lo que me lleva a ser el boxeador que soy. Imagínate que no todos los deportistas están o pueden o tener la posibilidad de irse de su país y llevar adelante una carrera en otro país, y eso es difícil cuando uno está lejos de la familia. Entonces considero que la voluntad que yo tengo es lo que me hace diferente, eso me da fuerza.
So your will is the biggest strength that you have as a fighter. A los 34 años ya tienes una carrera grande. ¿Cuáles son tus planes y qué significaría una victoria para ti esta noche? You're 34 years old already. What are your plans in your boxing career, professional boxing career, and what would a victory mean for you tonight?
El objetivo principal es ser campeón del mundo, por eso estoy acá. My first goal and my main goal is to be world champion. For that reason I'm here. Y quiero seguir representando a mi país, Argentina, como lo vengo representando de 8 años en el equipo olímpico, siendo el capitán, yendo a los Juegos Olímpicos. I went to the Olympic Games. I've been in the Olympic team for 8 years, and I represent my country outside for a long time. So I'm here to be world champion, to make a statement, and to represent my people, my people from Argentina, you know.
Muchísimas gracias, Alberto. Mucha suerte. Good luck. Back to you.
Welcome back ringside here at ProBox TV Event Center here in Plant City. Coming up, Terrence Williams versus Roberto Escobar. That's right, the hard hitter versus the very tough Mexican fighter. It's coming up next.
Wednesday Night Fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday Night Fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday Night Fights, August 21st. Former Unified World Champion Swift Jarrett Hurd takes on former Unified World Champion Jason Banana Rosario.
Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at ProBoxTV.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday Night Fights.
Don't miss evenly matched, high-action fights. Wednesday Night Fights on ProBox TV. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play.
Welcome back ringside here at ProBox TV Event Center in Plant City. The fights continue. Coming up, of course, we have Terrence Williams take on Roberto Escobar. When it comes to young, tough talent, that is a name to look at. Another huge name in boxing, Jarrett Hurd, former world champion, is going to be fighting for us August 21st against another former world champion, Jason Rosario, ready to reset and get back in the mix in an incredibly talented and tough division. Well, fortunately for us here at ProBox TV, I was able to catch up with Jarrett Hurd earlier this week, and about this big fight, August 21st, this is what he had to say.
I'm now joined by Jarrett Hurd. Thank you so much for your time, man. What are the advantages your opponents have, man? You fought at the high level for a long time. You have to add new wrinkles to your game all the time. Has that been fun in the gym, adding those new tools for this fight?
Of course, man. You know, as you can see, I got a superior long reach too for the weight class, like 78-inch reach. And, you know, we want to start working behind the jab as well, not just walking in. It's something we want to do to try to get our combinations off after getting in after using the jab.
Your opponent, Jason Rosario, very experienced as well, also at the elite level. What's your thought on him as an opponent and what he brings to the ring?
He's a great fighter, man. You know, he also comes forward and he has a lot of power. You know, that's one thing I got to be mindful of, that he is a great puncher. He has faced some great opponents. He has some height on him as well. He also was unified champion, so he know what it takes to get there, to get to the fight on that championship level. And you know, he's a great fighter. You know, he doesn't take body shots pretty well, and I know that's something he's been also working on. But other than that, man, he's a great fighter.
This weight class right now, your weight class, the center of the boxing universe, man. How important is it to you to climb back and be known as one of those elite guys at 154?
That's the main goal, you know. If you could tell, I haven't been posting a lot on social media. You know, I realized that, you know, after I took the loss to Julian Williams, you know, I was doing a lot for the fans, and everything was for the fans and for the fans. And not to say it's not for my fans now, but this time around, you know, it was more about, man, Jerry, you know what you really are. You know what you did in the sport. You know the guys you beat. And I kind of been off the radar a little bit and really focusing on getting back to that Jarrett Hurd that I once was. You know, people still to this day say that they don't see the same Jarrett Hurd that I was when I was with my first trainer, Ernesto Rodriguez. And, you know, yes, Ernesto, I give him all the credit. You know, chemistry is everything, and we did have a great chemistry. And, you know, with us together is what got me there. But I also know that me as a fighter, I still have that same determination, that same grit, that same skill set that I displayed back then to get back to that level. And man, that's what I've been focused on. So, you know, a lot of people think that I haven't been as on social media as much displaying that I've been fighting, but I'm still here to stay, man. It's just that I'm so focused on really getting back to who I was that you won't see me as much.
It's a theme you hear a lot in combat sports. 28 professional fights for Jarrett Hurd at the elite level, but he talked about having fun. He wants to have fun and get back to himself. August 21st, but very tough opponent in front of him. This is not a stepping stone fight.
No, not at all. And speaking about having fun, I mean, at this stage, like, you've been to the top. You've been there. You've made a ton of money. You're coming back to this point. You've got to be coming back for passion at this point. You're 33, you're 34. And the only way to do that is to have fun with it. You got to remember what you love about the sport, because if you don't love it, there's no reason to do it.
And you talk about love for the sport, there is nothing like, Paulie, you know, when you were coming up and things were going great, and you talk about it, you felt like you couldn't be touched. It's about between 6 and 10-0, you start feeling unbeatable. That's where this man is right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You have all your goals in front of you, and so you're chasing all of them. You know, nothing is behind you yet, and so you have this optimism about every single day and every single day training and every single fight. So it's a fun part of your career. You're not making all the money yet, but you look forward to getting all those things because all your dreams are in front of you.
And those gym sessions don't hurt like they hurt us now, right? They don't hurt quite yet.
They hurt, but you heal up faster.
And you can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, you're already in a couple days, but look at the talent here on display. That's right, last time out, Terrence Williams had a knockout that was unbelievable. Double left hook, but his opponent, a step up in record, a step up in class, a step up in opposition. Very tough fighter from Baja California, Mexico. Terrence Williams, Roberto Escobar, a huge storyline in this fight. Who will come out on top in a gritty fight? Jim Sorensen, get it going.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the moment many of you have been waiting for. This is a 6-round fight in the welterweight division. Your judges for this fight, Jacob Rust Sr., Michael Ross, and Joanne Richard. And your referee, the third man in the ring, Gene Del Bianco. Introducing to you first. Fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing the black and gold trunks. He weighed in at 146 pounds even. His record, 6 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, with 4 wins by knockout. De Mexicali, Baja California, Mexico, bienvenido a Roberto El Rifle Escobar. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the royal blue with gold and white trim trunks. He weighed in at 146.6 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career. His record, 6 wins with 5 wins by knockout from Newport Richey, Florida. Your hometown fighter, Terrence T. Williams.
You see all the blue shirts, they say Team Willie.
All right. We discussed the rules.
Our man, local fighter.
Your trunks are okay here. Your trunks are okay here. Unless you get any questions, but what did fight me? Okay. Let's touch gloves. Best of luck. Let's get to work. To the bajo.
But if he's excited, you won't see it in his face. Terrence Williams, all business in the stare down.
T. Willie Terrence Williams from Port Richard, about an hour drive out of here. He brought in a ton of people. I don't know if you guys can hear it at home.
First thing we said when we came in here, what did we say? It is packed here tonight. Local boy bringing the heat. Williams in the blue, gold, and white. Escobar in the black and gold. First time he's fighting in the U.S. First time he's fighting an American.
And listen, this is not an easy fight. Escobar is good, man. Tough kid from Mexico. This is one of those fights you look at. The guy is 6-2, but the guy's got 4 knockouts in his 6 wins. This is only Williams' 7th fight. I remember these kinds of fights coming up.
And these are the kind of fights you have on ProBox TV where most guys will get a stepping stone. He is not getting that right now.
If you're on the TV card, there's no stepping stone fights.
Yeah, and also the similar age as well. When you're young, good body shot there by Escobar. It's also the similar age. You know, you're both hungry, you're both determined. Good body shot in return there by... Good shot there.
Wow. And these guys came to fight tonight.
Terrence went to the body and then charged, shooting those fast combinations as well.
We're fighting like it's a one-rounder. Oh, good shot from Terrence Williams.
Good body shot, too.
They went to exchange hooks, and Williams threw the shorter one.
What do they say, Paulie? Don't hook with a hooker. Terrence Williams has amazing hooks. That's how he got the knockout last time out.
Williams is smart, though. He heard him upstairs and right back down to the body.
Yeah, this is a fast pace to start round 1, guys. I'll be curious to see how these guys hold up in all this goes rounds. Both guys seem to be pretty durable and hungry to win the fight.
Hey, what's the comment section saying now about the fight?
We told you, wait till it heats up.
Oh, good body shot again for Williams.
Face already bright red.
Oh, good left hook upstairs from Escobar. And some knots on the side of the eye, outside the eye of Escobar.
That's another thing, Chris, this guy
just bombs away, man.
Completely bombs away. But when you try to evaluate talent from Mexico, yeah, he's early in his career, but just to come up through that system, you got to be tough as nails.
Dude, when you're coming up, you're always thinking like, oh man, I got a Mexican tonight. It's going to be a tough fight.
Always difficult. Gut check kind of fight.
Man, these guys are having trouble finding each other.
Has not been a display of footwork brilliance. It's been about punching authority so far.
One of few jabs I've seen tonight. Williams just shot one.
Escobar's thrown some good ones as well, right down the pipe.
Both guys with really a willingness to engage. It's going to be a little bit different styles here because Escobar has to bring that pressure and sort of make Williams uncomfortable. Williams, with that speed, trying to discourage the pressure being brought by Escobar.
Both these guys got the memo. You come to ProBox TV, you come to fight.
Oh, good into it after an incredible round number one.
Agarra y el jab le está haciendo daño, pero no dejes de tirarlo, ¿ok? Dale poquita agua. Toma, ponle esta amarilla, no le eches tanta agua. Tírenlo.
Nice work. Real nice work.
When you come back, keep that right hand up. That's why you keep showing that hook and hit you with it. Okay?
We're catching our breath here on ProBox TV after an electric round number one. I think our truck had the easiest job on earth, which was finding a highlight here.
Or not. I mean, it was difficult. The whole round was that, but it was that shot that actually broke through from Williams that hurt
exchanging hooks.
Escobar right there.
Shorter shot.
Just a little short. He's home, go right back, and Williams right to the body at that very, very smart move. But before that, Escobar was having a really good series of punches.
If you're going to get into those exchanges, the fundamentals are so important. You see, if Escobar's right hand was a little bit more glued to his chin, he wouldn't have taken it as hard because obviously the shorter hook was already thrown by Williams. So it's important to also protect yourself just in case you do not throw the shorter hook.
Round number two, undefeated Terrence Williams, 6-0, 5 knockouts. Roberto Escobar from Baja California, Mexico, 6-2-1, 4 knockouts.
Some clashes of heads going on here too at times.
I was just going to say, T. Willie Williams has an issue where he's going falls forward after his combinations.
Yeah, and Escobar also kind of flies in with his head too.
Yeah, he's a straight ahead guy. He comes right down the middle with a hard pushing jab. There's that head, yeah.
Because Escobar's front foot heavy, and at times Williams bends down, making himself a small target when Escobar attacks.
You know, it's just the shorter punches of Williams. They're getting there quicker.
Yeah, better technique.
Yep. In these kinds of exchanges, you just have to be tight. Fundamentals truly matter.
And that's the thing, too. When you're younger, you like to try to beat the winning mentality out of your opponent. You know, you don't try to old man it like when you're older, trying to use the tactics and the craftiness. Williams likes to feel superior to the opponent, but it's also when you're fighting a younger guy, it's also difficult to beat that winning mentality out of him. Escobar continues to try, continues to come forward despite the superiority of Williams, and he's trying to see if he can break Williams down a little bit.
You hear it all the time. Coaches tell you young fighters win fights, older fighters win minutes and win rounds. They know how to win rounds. This is not one of those fights. Both guys looking to win.
This is some shots here.
23 years old, both of them.
Williams is very conscious to keep the punches tight on the inside. He's learned from that first round. The shorter punches are winning in these exchanges, but he's still getting hit with some leather.
Jamp, would you like to see a little more footwork from Williams? As you said, both guys kind of straight on right now.
Honestly, I wouldn't like to see it because this is really fun.
But let's pretend you're coaching.
Right. If I'm a coach and not a fan.
I do feel like Williams is using the in and out a little bit. I think it's the amount of time he spends in the pocket when he throws a combination. Maybe the combination, instead of being 6 punches, could be 4 punches, or instead of 5 punches, could be 2 punches. I think at times that's more so what it is. He's staying in there too long. and it ends up turning into an exchange.
Part of that staying in is because he falls forward after his combination. Watch his front foot. He gets very heavy over that front foot when he leads, and he falls in. That's why we're getting the clash of heads, and that's why I think he's spending so much time on the inside. I would love to see a jab.
Escobar, having eaten some good punches so far, has yet to back down. In the face of the local fighter, Terrence Williams, a ton of crowd support to the blue shirts. Let's say Team T. Willie.
And you see right there, Williams just got out just in time. That little combination and got out just in time. So I think he is using his feet well. He just...
Nice left hook!
Double knockdown. The ref and
and that is a knockdown.
I like how Williams left and the ref like, bro, get out, man. What are you doing?
Well, that was bad. The ref knee looked like he got jarred.
Obviously, get us that knockdown trip.
Relax, you're loading up too much. I need a little Ali. I'm yelling Ali. I need you to work off the jab, get a little bit of the rhythm. Keep setting up your punches like you're doing, but I need a little more rhythm.
I gotta see the replay, but I believe him.
Good job, no freebies.
Okay?
Welcome back ringside into round number 2.
Let's take a quick look at where these guys' feet are. It seemed to me that Williams got caught a little square. Well, that wasn't the knockdown shot. Here's this exchange.
Yeah. Williams was
tall.
in the midst of spinning, so his back foot wasn't planted. So he got hit with that hook as his back foot he was pivoting on his front foot.
And he was trying to check that hook and spin off.
And that's the old double knockdown, the old opponent referee knockdown.
Very pro wrestling here tonight. Nobody's taking advantage with a chair of an out referee.
There's only 3 men in the ring at any time, so there can be 3 people down.
Bianco should have stayed down
and sold, and somebody comes in with a chair. But no, this is boxing. Welcome to round number 3, Williams versus Escobar. It's been a barn burner.
Williams needs to be careful here. These exchanges.
And remember what I said a while ago, and I always kept that as a lesson. Do not wake the Mexican guy up. You know, and Williams came out guns blazing. Escobar, obviously, in true Mexican fashion, came out guns blazing. But now you've engaged the Mexican fighter. Now you've made him believe this is the kind of fight that it's going to be. And he's not going to stop trying. Now you've got to maintain this pace against the Mexican fighter, because the Mexican fighter feels right at home in this kind of fight.
Guys, there's a long way to go in this fight. We're only not even halfway through round 3 of a 6-rounder.
That's why, but that's exactly why I say let sleeping dogs lie, champ.
Let sleeping Mexicans lie.
Yeah.
It's very true. Don't let a fight break out against a Mexican fighter, but right now, Terrence Williams totally willing to do that.
Escobar is shortening up his shots. He's learning as this fight's going. He's getting the better of these exchanges at times.
This is some fight, guys. This is unbelievable.
But I will say this, I haven't seen Williams hurt yet. Yes, he was knocked down. It was more of a feet thing, more of an angle thing. Escobar was hurt in the first round.
These are also high-impact fights. You got to try to avoid these kind of fights so early in your career as well. It's a lot of leather landing, headbutts and landing. This is a very physical fight. Both guys are going to sleep good tonight.
I think these are good to have every once in a while as long as you come out with the win. Because you don't want to give up that O too early on.
And as long as you learn, you can't have these kind of fights consistently.
Terrence Williams, all of his knockouts have been in the first round. 5 of 6, of course, by knockout, all in the first round. So this is deep water for him, gentlemen.
I told you he was in tough tonight, guys. Escobar can fight.
I like the calmness, though, of Williams, too.
Yes.
Despite the pressure, his poker face does not change.
He's not shown any frustration. Despite a knockdown, he was off balance.
But the thing about those Mexican fighters, when they do land, they get knockdowns, they keep believing in themselves more and more. So now they're not going to stop. I mean, Escobar now has reason to believe himself.
Hand from Escobar.
Oh. Well, there's no question Escobar has been researched since he scored that knockdown at the end of the last round. Whether he hurt Williams or not, he believes he's back in the fight.
We're not even halfway through the fight, and I can't wait to see both these guys again. It was a great, great fight from both of them.
And that's another thing about ProBox TV. Win, lose, or draw, you put on a good fight, you'll be back.
Escobar did not come in here to lose. He has shown that in this fight. Said it before the fight started. Grit, resilience, that'll be tested tonight.
One thing I've seen sharp from Williams, too. Besides, good exchange, a good right hand there by Escobar. Yeah, I like the hunger of Williams' determination. He's trying to get that right back.
And it rolls on. Jonathan Navarro, 17-0 from the Mecca of Boxing, East LA, taking on Clarence Booth, a veteran who has taken some other undefeated fighters into deep waters. That's his key to victory, his mental toughness. Mental toughness on display in this fight as well, gentlemen.
Yeah, let's look at that end of that round with these guys going back and forth. Good combinations from Williams on the inside, going with the high and low with the left hook. Just before that replay there, Escobar had landed a nice combination, and McWilliams came right back, trying to get that back, finish the round strong, leave a lasting impression in the judge's mind.
Look at the comments. The referee has to work on his defense. You guys are crazy.
The comment section is undefeated.
Always is. We love you here at ProBox TV. Get the app. Like us on YouTube. Join the fun here at ProBox. We bring it Monday through Friday, especially Wednesday night fights every other Wednesday. Look at this. Williams in the blue, gold, and white, undefeated, 6-0, 5 knockouts. With his opponent, Roberto Escobar, Baja California, Mexico. He came here to fight in the black and gold.
I'm very curious to have heard what the instructions in the corner for Williams was between rounds. I'm curious if they're going to have him switch things up, use his skills, or if they like what he's doing.
I mean, I feel like he is using skills. He's just, you know, like I said, at times he's not getting all the way out. He's not letting it breathe. And that's the thing about, again, fighting Mexican fighters. If you don't let it breathe, they don't mind not letting it breathe.
Well, you got to walk around.
Yeah, exactly. You got to go for those walks, give those little few second delays, and then reset it. And the pressure fighter is like a truck. He's got to go back into first gear, so by the time you get back into fourth gear, he's a little slow doing it, and you can kind of outbox him. But if you let the momentum pick up, you wind up in this kind of fight. Now,
this is what I'm looking for.
I feel like Williams can fight even in the other kind of fight, but it's a lot of damage he's taken. Now, it seems like he's working on his lead hand and trying to control the pace a little bit. Let's see.
He's also looking to counter some of the outside. He's starting to counter in time. The distance change from Escobar as he comes in the front door. Throwing combinations like this, steps around.
There's a couple of consistent things that Williams has been doing. That little uppercut, short right uppercut's been there all night. Also, he's been countering with a right hand over the top as well. But now, last round and a half, he's also been countering with left hooks to the body as well.
But it also looks like
good variation.
He's drawn a line in the sand here, and I think that's important to make sure that Escobar's not on the inside so we can get those exchanges. Nice adjustment here for Williams, round 4.
And as you also want to see more jabs in general, right, Champ? I mean, I think like this right here, he can control the distance a little bit, and again, you let it breathe. You control off the jab, you let the fight breathe a little bit.
They've both been throwing dramatic left hooks from the beginning.
I don't know if he can help himself, though, man. I mean, we talk about the Mexican, but I don't even know if Williams can help himself. He doesn't want to let it breathe either.
In the Lamont Roach Jr. fight, Showtime Sean Porter, our broadcast partner, Chris, I asked if Lamont would start boxing later in the fight. He goes, a lot of times it's hard. Once you try to knock somebody out, to loosen up and box again is really difficult. Is there a little bit of that going on right now?
I mean, you think about it from a physiological perspective, it's different energy systems. You know, you're going sprint. Oh, now I got to go endurance and throw more punches. It's very, very different, and it's tough to make that switch in the middle of the fight. You got to be in fantastic condition at all levels.
And experience as well.
To make that adjustment, right.
As talented as he is, Terrence Williams, only 6-0, just starting his pro career.
And that's really a great point, Jimmy, that you made. It's one thing, yeah, you can do it, but do you choose to do it? Just because you can doesn't mean you will.
Paul, you've said it over and over, get back, right? He gets hit, he wants to get back in his opponent's face. Oh, big right hand before the bell.
Escobar's still there, guys.
Yeah. Good get back round for Williams, but yeah, Escobar's still there.
Escobar backing down to no one. Hear the chants of the crowd, the local boy, Terrence Williams. You said it, champ, a great round.
Yeah, McWilliams had a nice adjustment round, using some of those skills on the outside, making a little adjustment, stepping around after combinations. But here we're seeing those exchanges on the inside. And then right at the end, Escobar comes in with a short overhand shot from the inside, and then one more right hand to finish out the round.
I like those at the bell. It's always take that with you for the next minute.
Think about that for the next minute.
Yeah.
Chance of USA and Mexico. It's Olympic time, you know. Get some of that national pride going.
Energy is electric in here.
Off the chart here tonight. Looking at the face of a very determined Roberto Escobar. Taking on Terrence Williams, trying to take his O.
Both these young men are in fantastic shape. Meeting each other in the center of the ring here in round 5 of a very, very fast-paced fight.
Again, can Williams just sit off that lead hand? Will Escobar force a good right uppercut by Williams? But Escobar is undaunted. Even when the uppercut gets through, Escobar gets in there. He gets close. He's letting both hands rip to the body. And that's why it's important for Williams to stay on that stick.
See the technique of Williams, 2022 National Golden Gloves champion. He has the amateur pedigree for sure, but as a pro, in 6 bouts, only got 9 rounds. He's been capable of digging deep late. We're in round number 5. That is rare air for this young man. Knockout power.
And when he's using that lead hand, it's working well for him, but you'll want to see a couple of little feints in there just to break up the rhythm so he can continue to do that. I think that's another reason why he gets sucked to these exchanges. Good hook by Escobar.
And that's another thing. He's getting a little bit tall on the inside in these exchanges. Got caught with that left hook, but comes right back.
Escobar says, bring it! Terrence Williams wisely circling out, picking his shots.
Oh, good body work. Both hands with Escobar on the inside by Escobar.
Some good two-way action, you guys.
Very good. You talked about a champ, his tendency to get tall. Terrence Williams, it doesn't just open up the right hand, it opens up the body shot as well. Standing up a little tall after domination.
Is that fatigue, champ, where he's not bending his knees as much anymore, so he's staying up a little high?
Oftentimes it is, but he's been doing it for the majority of the fight. So I don't know if it's so much fatigue as it's just a fundamental flaw that needs to be fixed. There is again, too tall.
Yeah, especially in the pocket. One thing to be tall on the outside where you want to control that range and height. But at close range, you got to make yourself a smaller target.
Terrence Williams so far, though, he's eating some big shots. He's warned them well. Face looks good, hasn't really been hurt.
And Escobar, man, as soon as he gets in a pocket, he's letting everything go.
He's got a tricky overhand right that he literally throws it over his own head.
Remember how Rolando Salido used to have that?
Yeah, yep.
Round 5 drawing to a close. There's been a lot of action at the end of all of these rounds. As you said, Paulie, take one to the corner with you.
These guys are so in this fight. Neither one of them looks concerned at any point. They're just like, they're so hungry, they're so in it.
¿Oíste? Tírame todo ya lo que traiga.
Todo a la vez.
¿Oíste? No hay aquí, no hay mañana.
Welcome back, ringside ProBox TV. Our co-main event, August 21st, Darrell Valsaint, undefeated 10-0 versus Angel Ruiz, 18-3-1. Los Angeles versus Orlando in our co-main event. That's going to be a banger.
That's a good fight. It's a great fight. We've had Angel Ruiz on our air before. Yep. He can really fight. He's a banger.
Guys, how do we have this here? I mean, I feel like Williams is fighting the shorter punches and maybe slightly ahead, but Escobar's doing very good work.
Add in the knockdown as well.
But the knockdown also makes it tricky. A lot of the comments are saying Escobar's winning, but I don't know, man.
He's certainly been in it.
I mean, it's been competitive the whole way. I just felt like the better eye-catching shots.
Yeah. Really hard to tell. This is one of those fights. It's super competitive. We have been so locked into the action. This is a tough fight to score, but I can see it in any direction.
I just felt like Williams with the lead hand dictating a little bit on the outside. Then, of course, the exchanges go both ways, but it seems like when Escobar does that, though, he makes you change your mind, right?
Remember, we are in the backyard of Terrence Williams.
And it's funny, we mentioned the knockdown.
Something in the judging, yeah.
Yes, Escobar scored the knockdown, but Escobar also got hurt. Williams has never been hurt in the fight, so it's a very tricky, complicated way to score this kind of fight.
And Escobar's ended rounds well. He's landed big shots at the end. That's what judges tend to remember.
Could be round stealers in close rounds.
Let's just say we don't want to be judges. We're glad we're calling this one ringside.
But you see like that, that's an eye-catching shot with no exchange, right? So like that one sticks out in your mind. There's a good jab, but
you're winning the moments. You see there, step on the foot there.
Williams lands and then gets out and has Escobar missing. You see, those moments are more eye-catching. When they both exchange, it's hard to see a lot of times because both guys end up landing good shots. It's hard to give it one way or the other a lot of times. That's a
beautiful combination from Escobar.
But that one's even more eye-catching, right?
Hands up. Terrence Williams up. Good jab. Left hook behind it. Another clean right hand. Probably just as you said it, Escobar's just landing the clean, eye-catching shots.
Yeah. And also what hurts Williams is the longer hair. The sweat bounces all over the place when he's taking shots.
I always say that about young fighters, like, man, cut your hair short. You don't need that extra drama of the sweat spray in a close fight.
We're in the final round of an unbelievable fight. Last minute, undefeated Terrence Williams at 6-0, 5 knockouts. Roberto Escobar.
Escobar's feeling like he's having a good round here. First time he actually got up and did a little lateral movement.
Still throwing hard, too, in great shape. Still putting the muscle on those shots.
Roberto Escobar from Baja, California, Mexico, did not come here to lose. Terrence Williams ending with a flurry under 30 seconds left. Crowd coming alive for the hometown fighter.
Beautiful combination from Williams here.
Yeah, drew blood from the nose of Escobar there with that last uppercut.
10 seconds left. Who will leave the last impression in the eyes of the judges?
Good fight, good fight.
You know, I was thinking, champ, also, people at home aren't here in the crowd.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
This is a heavy T. Williams crowd.
Williams closed that round stronger, though.
Yeah, a smart round.
But the middle of the round, Escobar had good moments that usually went to Williams in the middle of the rounds.
That's going to be a tough one to score, gentlemen. It's about what you like, because there was action in every single round.
Oh, no, these guys started so fast. I mean, from round 1 to round 6, highly competitive, back and forth action. Excellent fight.
And we're talking about a competitive fight now. If it's 3-3, does the knockdown comes into play here?
Yes.
You know, let's
absolutely.
see. Let's see which way it goes.
It very easily could see 3-3.
I wouldn't mind seeing these guys go at it again.
I think regardless, we may have to.
Yeah.
Now, right away, I mean, these guys came right in the center of the ring, but it was the shorter, more fundamental shots from Williams that were winning the round. He hurt Escobar there. Round 2, more of the same, back and forth. Escobar's coming back with his combinations. There's that knockdown from Escobar. The double knockdown beating the ref. More of a balanced shot than Williams actually being hurt, but nonetheless, that's a scored knockdown for Escobar in round 2. And really, I mean, it's like you said, champ, those exchanges on the inside, it's hard to say who's getting the better.
There was consistent punches
shots
there from Williams, too. The consistent short right uppercut was landing a lot, you know?
Longer combinations from Williams as well, which can that guy was talking about winning the moments. But running into shots like that.
Yep. And both guys had good moments in round 6 as well. Escobar had some good middle of the round flurries.
They kind of traded roles in round 6. Yeah. Escobar had a good early round. Yeah. Williams had a good finish.
Unbelievable fight. Glad we don't have to judge it. Jim Sorensen, he has the cards and the suspense for us in a great fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, tell these fighters what you thought of this fight. After 6 blistering rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Jacob Rust Sr. scores this bout 58-55 in favor of Terrence Williams. Judge Michael Ross scores this bout 57-56 in favor of Roberto Escobar. And Judge Joanne Adam Richard scores this bout 58-55 in favor of your winner by split decision. And still undefeated, Terrence T. Willie Williams!
No real close score.
Yeah,
We figured that. Yep.
Split decision, good fight. I wouldn't mind seeing these two go at it again. This was really, really entertaining. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't mind seeing them go at it again in an 8-rounder, maybe in a co-main event on the ProBox TV. Because they look like they could go even a couple more rounds. The card that had Escobar winning the knockdown was a difference there. It was 57-56, so he would have used that 3-3, but with the knockdown, Escobar is ahead. Good fight, really good fight. Again, personally, if I had it my way, I'd like to see a rematch in an 8-rounder.
Chris, how do you feel about these guys going again?
That's a great idea, and I always say the Malignaggi matchmaker hat goes on. It's always excellent when you do that, champ. But that fight was fantastic. How about this? Roberto Escobar is now a 6-3 fighter. That is the most dangerous 6-3 fighter I think I've ever seen.
That's why you just got to make the rematch.
Yeesh.
You know. But then he risks going 6-4 if he loses that. Then he's even more dangerous.
Terrence Williams is a phenomenal prospect. To come through a fight like that, the way that he did, the resolve that he showed tonight, he's got a bright future.
National Golden Glove champion said, right? I mean, Nash has that amateur pedigree. You know, when you've succeeded at that level, you know, it usually comes in, it helps you in the pros.
It's not the game you have, it's the game you bring. And Terrence Williams brought a great game tonight. Will it happen again in our main event? We think so. Beatrice Callis is backstage.
Estoy aquí con Jesús Saracho, uno de los peleadores del evento estelar de la noche, one of the fighters of the main event of the evening. Jesús, tu última pelea fue aquí en marzo del 2024 en ProBox TV. ¿Cuáles crees que sean las claves de la victoria? Your last fight was here in ProBox TV in 2024 and you lost against Sterling Castillo. What do you think are the keys for the victory?
Creo que todos los peleadores son diferentes, así que nos adaptamos al estilo que nos puede proponer Alberto Palmetta para poder salir victoriosos el día de hoy.
Every fighter is different, and we have to adjust every time we have a new fight, a new fighter, but we're ready for this fight tonight. Tu última pelea fue en las 140 libras, ahora subiste a la división peso welter en las 147 libras. ¿Cómo te sientes en esta división y si pretendes mantenerte en esta división? How do you feel in this new division, because your last fight was in 140 pounds and now you moved up to 147? Are you planning to stay there or you're going to change the division?
Por supuesto, me ofrecieron esta pelea en la 147 y por qué no, dije un reto más, una división más, un título más, así que la agarré, pero mis opciones es estar en la 140, pero esta pelea la vamos a tratar de hacer en la 147 para poder conquistar un título más.
I was offered this fight last minute in 147, and this is brand new to me, but I'm ready to conquer another belt, and I'm ready to do this fight in this new division, and who knows, maybe I stay in this division, maybe not. Gracias, Jesús. Back to you.
Welcome ringside here in the ProBox TV Event Center here in Plant City, Florida. Still unbelievable. The electricity in the room after an incredible fight. Of course, it was Terrence Williams staying undefeated coming up. Jonathan Navarro looking to do the same to move to 18-0 against the very experienced Clarence Booth. It's been incredible so far. Stay with us. We are going to be right back here at ProBox TV.
Wednesday Night Fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday Night Fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday Night Fights, August 21st. Former Unified World Champion Swift Jarrett Hurd takes on former Unified World Champion Jason Banana Rosario.
Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at ProBoxTV.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday Night Fights.
Don't miss evenly matched, high-action fights. Wednesday Night Fights on ProBox TV. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play.
Welcome back ringside here at ProBox TV. We're at the event center here in Plant City, Florida. After an incredible fight, the place is still buzzing 100%. You didn't hear it, of course. It was Terrence Williams staying undefeated, moving to 7-0. Welcome back here at Plant City, ProBox TV. Ringside, it has been absolutely outstanding tonight. The action, Terrence Williams versus Roberto Escobar. Unbelievable. Well, another unbelievable fighter looking to have another unbelievable fight. August 21st, joining us now. Darrell Val Saint, how you doing, my man? Undefeated. How do you feel about this energy tonight? Unbelievable.
It's crazy here. I ain't gonna lie. I love it. I love it. Better be like this when I fight.
That's what I'm wondering about. August 21st, of course, you're our co-main event taking on Angel Ruiz. Very experienced fighter, 18-3-1. He's been all over the place. What's your excitement level for that fight?
Man, I'm very excited for this fight. I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited. I can't wait. It's hot.
Now, obviously, you've been on our air a ton before. You know, you understand what the arena is like. Listen, your opponent, Angel Ruiz, has been in our air as well. He understands what it's like in here. I'm sure you've watched him. What are your thoughts about, you know, his style and what kind of fight you guys are going to do matching up?
He like the brawl, he like the bang, but I'm a different type of fighter. There's levels to this. I ain't gonna lie. There's levels to this, and this is my house. He gonna come here, he gonna get whooped.
That idea of 10-0, that's kind of a line for a lot of fighters. You start getting that experience, you start feeling like a veteran. How has it changed in the gym as you've accumulated more ring time? How's it felt in the gym, man?
I'm sorry, say that again?
When it comes to accumulating experience and getting better and better as a fighter, man, about 10-0 is when fighters start to tell us, I start feeling like a veteran at 10-0. Like, I feel like I know what I'm doing. Have you reached that point yet?
I definitely reached that point. I'm only getting better. I feel like I'm very seasoned. My IQ is crazy. My experience, the sparring, everything. I feel like I'm very ready for this fight and for the fights after this.
Well, you've been one of the fastest improving guys here on ProBox TV on our air. Really impressed with everything to be able to show. Fighting out of both sides, knocking guys out with both hands. But this is your first 10-rounder.
Oh, yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
I feel great. I'm in shape. I've been doing a lot of rounds of sparring. My last camp was great. This camp is amazing. I'm not worried about 10 rounds, as if it goes 10 rounds.
That's a good point. If he gets a knockout early, he's not going to need it. But on the same card as two former world champions, Jarrett Hurd, Jason Rosario, what's the excitement level on not just your fight, but being on such a big card, man, for ProBox TV?
It's amazing. I've seen those guys fight plenty of times. So just to be on a co-main event of those guys is amazing. ProBox is going places.
What have you improved the most since the last time we saw you? As you said, ProBox TV veteran, we're getting used to your style, but your opponents can also look at that tape and know what you're bringing. What have you added to your game?
Man, condition, ring awareness, my IQ, combinations, body shots. You seen that in my last fight.
I've seen that.
And you're going to see.
Perfect showcase for you. I mean, listen, this ProBox TV has been stepping up. You've been stepping up. Right. The timing seems perfect. I'm looking forward to it, champ.
Yeah.
What Paulie always talks about, and I've got to ask you, it's about will. It's about making your opponent quit. You said I'm working on my body punching. Is it about taking the will out of your opponent with techniques like that?
Definitely it is. I love to take the will out of my opponent.
Well, it's going to be a great one. We're looking forward to it. 10-0. Darrell Val Saint going to be our co-main event. August 21st. It's going to be a banger of a card. But this card tonight moves on. Tail of the tape. Jonathan Navarro, 17-0 from East LA, 27 years old. His opponent, Clarence Booth, 36. But he said that experience, those years of life, not just fighting. You're going to see that in the ring tonight. I got eyes like a hawk. I'm going to find my opponent's weaknesses and break him down. Looking for a gut check fight. Will he get it? Jim Sorensen, get us started.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ProBox TV, your boxing channel. We are about to begin the next fight. This fight is scheduled for 8 rounds in the super lightweight division. Your judges for this fight, Jed O'Connor, Braden Jackson, and Michael Ross. And your referee, Emil Lombardi. Introducing to you first. He fights out of the blue corner. He wears the black with orange trunks. He weighed in at 143.4 pounds. His record, 21 wins, 10 losses with 13 wins by knockout. All the way from St. Petersburg, Florida. Give a huge Florida welcome to Clarence, Mr. St. Pete Booth. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he wears the white with silver trunks. He weighed in at 142.6 pounds. He is undefeated. His record, 17 wins with 9 wins by knockout. From East Los Angeles, California, make some noise for Jonathan Thunder Navarro!
Rules in the locker room, all right? Expect a good, clean fight out of both of you. Pay close attention to my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Touch him up, wait for the bell.
When you look up this man, Jonathan Navarro, his record on BoxRec, it says inactive. It says 17-0, and it says inactive, that he is retired. He's had 5 years off. Gentlemen, round number 1 is when you really feel it.
Well, Clarence Booth is the antithesis of inactive. This guy fights on our air every other month. So not an easy comeback fight for sure.
Yeah, Navarro's officially active now. The bell has rung. He's in.
And guys, you'll get people, a lot of them don't fight, by the way, who say ring rust isn't real, not a real thing. Yeah, it 100% is, and it shows a lot of times early in fights before you warm up.
Well, Navarro is not looking like he wants to warm up. He's coming right to the center.
That's one way to knock out the ring rust, is just dig right in and get yourself back into the timing the hard way.
I actually just saw Navarro smile in the middle there, so I think he's happy to be back as well.
And Clarence Booth, of course, a veteran here in ProBox TV. When he asked about taking on undefeated fighter, he went, yeah, that's what I do. He goes, doesn't bother me at all. He's fought 161 rounds as a pro.
Ooh, nice move there. Good timing on that overhand right, just short from Clarence Booth. That shows you that experience.
It's his 11th undefeated opponent. Good right hand, another one. Referee saying only the ropes were keeping him up. That makes it a knockdown.
Good call by the referee. You don't always see the refs count that. Remember, we saw that in the Tyson Fury-Usyk card and the fight, and a lot of people were complaining. But you know, if the ropes hold you up, the referee has the right to call that a knockdown.
And I think you're right, Paulie. Yep, about getting over ring rust by being aggressive early. It's exactly what we're seeing here from Jonathan Navarro.
It's a way to get over ring rust, you get over nerves. I remember when I first started boxing, when I was just had that super nerves every amateur fight, I said, you know what, let me just go in and dig in and get into a big exchange off the first bell, and then I'll warm up, you know? It's a good way to, you know, especially if you're not experienced. Obviously, Navarro has the experience, but of course, ring rust is also something to wear off, and sometimes you yourself dig right in and you knock off that ring rust that way. That's how Navarro's approaching it here in round 1.
Well, great way to get comfortable is to score a knockdown, right? So Navarro's got to feel like, all right, cool, I'm back.
Almost all of Clarence Booth's losses have been by decision. He's gone the distance every time on ProBox TV. Been a hard guy to put away is Jonathan Navarro. Get it over early. It's a very durable opponent.
Yeah, Booth is always in great shape. He's a gym rat. You know, stays in condition, stays in the ring. I mean, the guy that barely needs to spar. He fights so often.
Yeah, he's a real throwback style in that way.
Yeah, guys like Willie Pep, Sugar Ray Robinson fighting every couple of weeks. One of those kind of guys.
Yeah, he does it in the modern day. It's crazy.
Navarro doesn't just have his boxing experience at 17-0. He was born in this sport. His whole family boxing in East LA. His brother was on Team USA. He had another brother who was number 2 behind this guy, Floyd Mayweather. Have you heard of him? In the Olympics, it was an alternate for him. So his whole family.
Is he related to Jose Navarro? From
Jose Navarro, yeah, was the Olympian in 2000.
Yeah, I remember him.
Feel anything, Johnny? No. Okay. Double those jabs. That right hand is always gonna land, okay? When you heal with the ice on it. Listen, you gotta use your speed better and get in your rhythm.
Listen to the
you
corner
gotta
of
use
Clarence
your timing
Booth.
too. Rhythm and timing.
And we can see a nice straight right hand, stumbles. Yeah, that punch actually didn't land.
Yeah.
Fell in throws, but the punch that did, yeah, that hit actually his elbow. He fell off balance, his foot got stuck, but that one did.
Yeah.
That should have been called a knockdown. Now that I'm looking at it, so that first punch didn't land.
Yeah, Jonathan. So Jose and Carlos Navarro are the brothers of Jonathan Navarro. At least it's not the son. That was funny. That's when it just started to feel real old. That was in Jose's generation. I remember Jose in 2000.
Jose is his uncle.
Yeah, Jose was in 2000 U.S. Olympian. Good fighter, fought for the world title a few times. Came up short. I think one time, I remember they robbed him in Japan. The Jose should have been a world champion. They robbed him in Japan. I think 03 or 04, I think it was.
Was that from the class of 2000?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Maybe it was New Year's Eve fight in Japan. When they have those New Year's Eve fight in Japan, and they robbed Jose, man.
Always big in Japan, New Year's Eve fights, and Navarro now the white and silver from East LA. Coming back after a 5-year hiatus against Clarence Booth in the black and red. Promising up-and-comer. Oscar De La Hoya beating all of his fights in LA when he was coming up.
Coming back in an 8-rounder after 5 years, especially against a guy like Booth.
Why did he take off 5 years? When he gets told to, right?
Bio notes, it does not say. Wasn't able to talk to him before the fight.
Yeah, he comes from, I mean, that family's a boxing royalty in East LA, man. That's a solid boxing family, the Navarro family.
Much like Philadelphia, you know about the gym wars in East LA.
Yeah.
Oh, big right hand.
You've heard in the corner of Booth, you got to find your timing. You got to find your rhythm. Well, found his timing.
Good job on the right hand. He talked to Clarence Booth. He talked about, I have eyes like a hawk. He said, I've been through a lot. I can see the weaknesses in my opponent, not just their technique, but mentally. I can see when they want to break. He talks about wearing his opponent down and breaking him.
Definitely been an adjustment here now that he's landed that right hand. But Booth is a guy also, he switches sides. And if you see him now, he's fighting out that southpaw position. He's able to fight it at both sides pretty effectively.
This guy's just like a jack of all trades, man. He just does it all.
Also a herky-jerky, awkward kind of style. If you're not used to it, hard to adjust to it in the ring.
Yeah, last time we saw him was against Davis, right? I mean, he gave him a tough fight.
Yeah, yep. He's been on our air in the past year.
That fight could have won
like 3-4 times.
That fight could have won both ways against Davis.
Well, he fought actually in between there. He lost again in his last fight on our air. Tough fight. Got dropped in the last round. But yeah, with Tyrone Davis, he was very much in that fight.
Not an easy guy to come back against after having both for 5 years.
And this guy started fighting late. Clarence started at 18, so he kind of had to develop as a pro. He kind of learned on the job.
Now he doesn't stop fighting.
Yeah, now he's never stopped. You see a lot of those guys who start late, they have to kind of make up their own style, right? They don't learn the fundamentals like an amateur would.
Oh, you kind of see that in Clarence. I mean, the switching sides, the way he fights, timing and rhythm. Oh, we got rocked there.
Nice right hand. A great combination to finish the round.
Bájalo con el jab, mijo, ¿ok?
Fuerte más, fuerte, mijo. Fuerte más. Fuerte más, mi rey. Échale vaselina. Más.
¿Cómo está tu pegada? Ya. Ah, ok. Pero hey, cuando te salgas, sal con las manos arriba, ¿ok? No agarres golpes hasta la salida, ¿ok?
Inside. Don't give him nothing back. Touch him and don't give him nothing back. Touch him and don't give him nothing back.
All right.
He can't go
in the
wrong.
corner, get inside, stay inside. That's been the advice for Clarence Booth from his corner. Jonathan Navarro, of course, being worked on 17-0, looking to make it 18-0 tonight. An excellent first round, got a knockdown there, but Clarence Booth very much in this fight. Great combination at the end of round number 2. 3 of 8, Navarro in the white and silver. Clarence Booth in the black and red.
Get him up, get him up.
That last round, Booth started out looking good, landed a nice, good timing shot with the right hand, but then got clipped high on the head at the end of the round. It seemed like it got his legs a little rubbery before the final bell. Before that bell, excuse me.
Jonathan Navarro, sparring partner of Mikey Garcia, is the toughest sparring he's ever had. I believe it.
Yeah. I'll say. I remember Mikey sparring back in the day over in Oxford.
Good shot from Clarence Booth.
He was fighting at 126, and he was working with Marcos Maidana at 140, 147. Oh, nice right hook, left hook there from Navarro. Catches the southpaw Booth.
Brawling a lot more than we would have expected coming into this fight.
Booth's the kind of guy that he forces you into a fight.
Now he turns southpaw, bringing that pressure.
I used to spar with Booth in my last comeback right after the pandemic. Great work. I was driving over here to St. Pete, going to his gym, which is a sweat box.
Is his timing as hard to adjust to as it looks? Because his timing is just difficult.
Yeah, no, he's an awkward guy, and he's also physically strong. He's very strong on the inside. Obviously, he's in great shape, but he's a strong guy on the inside, and that awkward strength is very difficult to deal with.
Navarro trying to press him up against the ropes and use those two-fisted shots. On the outside, you'd like to see Navarro use that jab more, just to try to control the distance there is again, but he's also seems to be looking to fire right off that jab right away and get into exchanges.
Yeah, I mean, the lack of jab, he's going right to the hooks is Navarro. I'm surprised someone with as much experience as he has.
And also the advice in the corner of Clarence Booth was get inside, stay inside. He seems to want an inside fight.
Champ, you mentioned, you pointed to me, you mentioned the left bicep of Navarro.
Yeah,
it looks a little bit off.
If you see the left bicep of Navarro, I saw it in between rounds as the round was starting, and I motioned to Paulie. The bicep is curled up. I don't know if it was like that when it started. If it's not, and that's an actual injury, as in a torn bicep, that would be why he's not throwing his jab.
Yeah.
Clarence Booth now starting to open up against the ropes. They're right in front of us. Good left hook. That landed for Clarence Booth. Heavy shots. Vicious shots to end the round. Fights are breaking out all over the place tonight.
Great exchange here. Booth landed a beautiful left hook right there. That was the punctuating punch of the round. Yeah, we mentioned, I mean, coming back after a 5-year hiatus to an 8-rounder against a guy like Booth, not an easy night.
And I'm telling you, man, you guys saw in the corner, they were putting ice on that bicep of Navarro.
Oh, yeah, that thing's going up and up. Absolutely. That happened tonight.
That's a catastrophic injury, man.
That happened tonight. Remember Miguel Cotto happened against Saddam Ali. That left bicep was, oh, yeah, that thing's moving up.
Yep.
It starts to migrate up. As you tear that tendon or the muscle belly, it starts to roll up into your shoulder. And again, that's why we're not seeing the jab. Extending the arm is very painful with that.
A bicep tear can keep you out for months, gentlemen, at least.
Surgery and
everything.
It's a catastrophic injury. That's a very difficult injury.
And Booth is a dangerous guy. He's smelling the blood in the water.
Right now taking on functionally a one-handed fighter.
Well, I mean, you can still fight with it. You know, we saw it in that Miguel Cotto fight that I mentioned against Saddam Ali. But it's a diminished punch.
It complicates the matter. And especially you've been out for 5 years. You don't need the matter complicated. You're just trying to get your feet back in there. And now, and Booth is the guy who presses consistently.
Yeah, and he's awkward, and he's tough, and he's strong, like I mentioned.
We've seen fighters throw punches with broken hands.
Yeah.
They don't work as well, and I've seen plenty of fighters do it.
You're talking to two guys who did it a lot.
Yeah. I gotta remember, I think when I trained with Buddy McGirt, I think he was telling me that his fight with Simon Brown, when he won the title, I think he also had ended up tearing the bicep in that fight as well. I think if I remember correctly, it might have been the Simon Brown fight.
He had bad shoulders, did Buddy McGirt, or bad left shoulder when he fought Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah, the first time,
Yep.
As if Pernell Whitaker wasn't hard enough to hit.
Right.
They had bad shoulders, but Navarro is still very much in this fight, despite what we assume is a torn bicep on his left side.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out if he came into the ring like that, because a lot of times guys tear their bicep. You don't necessarily have to get it fixed. You work around it, but it definitely looks like that thing's migrating north.
What it does,
and he's not using a lot of jabs, and his output is very much diminished, and it's giving Booth the ability to be more confident, throw more punches, because not as much is coming back. There's not as much resistance coming back on the part of Navarro. Put into combination with that he's been out 5 years, so he's not used to dealing with this kind of thing. You know, your mind hasn't been to this place in a while. I don't envy him right now. He's still at the halfway point of the fight.
Yeah, long way to go.
Also, Clarence Booth, you talk about his resilience, talk about his gas tank. He's also a big guy. A lot of muscle, and he can put a lot of physical pressure on you, and you're not going to have that hand to push him off.
Yeah.
I always say that about guys who stay in the gym. They just look bigger because they just have so much lean tissue. They don't carry around any extra, excess weight that you don't need. Everything is functional.
And that's what we were talking about at the beginning of the fight. It's not an easy guy to come back with after a 5-year layoff.
Nice right hand over the top. A little bit of a slip there.
There you see that physicality of Booth. Also the respect factor. Goes and touch gloves. See, this is now is that place where you don't want to see a sparring partner mentality. Booth is coming off a bunch of losses in a row. Granted, he comes to fight, but let's see if he can come and win.
He's throwing like he wants to win in the corner. Power shots from Clarence Booth against what we believe is an injured Jonathan Navarro. Can he turn the tide? That's the question.
Let's see in the corner if they ice his bicep again. Let's keep an eye on that.
The action continues August 21st. Jarrett Hurd versus Jason Rosario. That's our main event. 10 rounds in the middleweight division. Two former unified champions right here in Plant City. That card is going to be absolutely outstanding. The energy in tonight, unbelievable. It will carry over in August. Absolutely unbelievable. Look at the corner of Jonathan Navarro.
Some very serious conversations going on in that corner.
Johnny, don't take chances. No.
Heard his corner say, don't take chances, but he has to against a determined Clarence Booth.
Yeah, if you're not able to use your jab on the outside, I mean, you have no choice but to win the fight on the inside. And it's going to require you to deal with the physicality that Booth likes to bring.
Undefeated Jonathan Navarro in the white and silver, fighting out of East LA.
Nice body shot there with
black and red.
Navarro.
And you see again, he's overcommitting on those right hands. He's not really using that left as much as you'd want to see him, especially when there's a little bit of distance between them. He's compromised.
But gentlemen, we all know the famous line. I'm seeing 3 of them hit one in the middle, right? You can't repair the bicep in the middle of the fight. Got to keep throwing what you got.
Yep. I'm impressed with him. He's not rolling that arm out. He's not showing that he has an injury by any means. We can tell because we have a trained eye and we're seeing he's not using the jab and that we actually see the bicep rolled up. Yeah, but for him, he's not showing it.
Yeah, that was a good eye, champ. You caught that. You know, it was you would be commentating a totally different fight. I remember I broke my hand in the BKFC fight against Lobov. The commentating team were like 3 Stunats, as we call in Sicilian. They were just calling the fight like it was a normal fight. They don't even notice that I'm throwing one hand for 3 rounds in a row. This fight, though,
that's why we keep Chris Algieri with us. Stuff like that.
Yeah, because this is a trickier injury. The bicep, it's subtle,
Yeah, because you can still throw it. It's just not the same punch.
Yeah, and the extension it makes a big difference. If you don't extend it, you're using less jabs, which creates a different kind of fight.
Right now, you see he's not really extending that arm.
Clarence Booth trying to take advantage, pawing with the jab just to get in. Owner said, get inside, stay inside. Ooh, nice uppercut.
But there's that awkward head move from Booth. Even with the shots that were landing, they're partially sliding off.
And the thing about another thing with injuries is you hesitate when you're going to throw it. You hesitate, so it's not the same. It's not coming out naturally anymore. So you're like, okay, yeah, he's throwing it, but it's always that having to bite down before you throw it, and it creates a different kind of timing on your entire attack.
Good left. He threw it there with authority, Paulie.
Yep.
I'll tell you, man, even with that injured left hand, he's fighting well.
East LA, right?
Yeah, man, he can fight.
And Wars get you ready. He came here to fight. Wants to keep that undefeated record, restart his career after a 5-year layoff. He's doing it with what we assume is a torn bicep.
I can count on one hand how many left hands he threw this round.
Watch your heads.
And you see he's kind of saving them up. Like to throw a big one, but
But even when he does load up, they're not delivered.
And also, you can see he doubles up a lot with the right hand, even on the inside. Usually on the inside, you're using both hands. You're going out to both sides. And if you use one hand, it's usually the lead hand, And he's not doing that.
10 seconds left to go.
Oh, good
very
right
close
hand
fight. Good right hand from Clarence Booth.
And again, you hesitate, and you end up getting a guy like Booth who's going to take advantage.
wake up.
About to start round number 6 of what has been an extremely entertaining fight. Well, it's been an extremely entertaining night, and it rolls on. Emiliano Moreno versus Rashield Williams is our co-main event of the evening. Moreno undefeated at 9-0.
Here we see some of that action. You see Booth using that jab on the outside. One of the rare jabs from Navarro, since we believe he has an injured left hand. Booth coming on more and more, landing some big shots, but Navarro showing his grit, showing his skill and his will.
That's been the name of the game in round number 6. Jonathan Navarro, after a 5-year hiatus, he can continue his undefeated career, but Clarence Booth, he said, I've fought a lot of undefeated guys. They don't understand what I have on the inside. My mentality, that has been on display tonight. He has been in it to win.
Booth talking in there on the inside. He's having fun. He's enjoying himself.
Nice combination.
That's a smart move. When you got a guy who's only got one, you start doubling up those shots. Very difficult to defend and come back with counters. Whether Booth knows he's hurt or not, probably not. But
that's one thing about Navarro, his poker face. It's unlikely his corner realizes he has a torn bicep.
But there's less activity. Well, there's less activity, so even if you don't know the guy's injured, if you see a less active opponent, you're usually going to try to take advantage and fill that vacuum with your own activity.
You notice he never even straightens the arm out when he steps away. Keeps it locked, bent up.
And again, he leads with that right hand. Even when he's got to go to the body, usually going to the body, you're leading with the left hook first.
Now we're seeing that bruising style of Booth on the inside, making it very physical here in round 6.
He's definitely the bigger man tonight. As you said, Chris, always in the gym. He is all muscle. And defensively, he can't push away with the right hand with the torn bicep. Very difficult to do.
I think he would have trouble pushing away Booth either way. I mean, he's a big, strong guy.
Booth is in his wheelhouse right now. Booth is.
This is where he wants to be.
Exactly. You know, Booth a lot of times has trouble when he has to come get you. I've had criticized him in the past for not being able to cut off the ring against guys that he should be able to go get. But here with Navarro right in front of him and not able to, you know, pretty assuming not able to throw straight shots from the outside, and he has to be right in front of him. Booth is, you know, this is where he wants to be. He doesn't. It's great for him. He doesn't have to go get his guy.
And he's shown excellent inside punching. Good angles, good hooks.
Also, you mentioned how he's talking. You've seen that more and more in this round. Obviously, just a tough guy in the ropes. He's a tough guy outside the ropes, too. So
yeah, and he spars with a lot of the best fighters. You know, that's he's one of the better journeymen in the sport. You know, and so you get a lot of that work in the gym. You get used to trash talking, too.
Yeah, I mean, he fought and was in camp with Sergey Lipinets, who was fought on our air as well, former world champion. Sparred with me a handful of times.
Keith Thurman.
Yep, another St. Pete guy.
Look at that physicality moving forward at the end of the round. Good combination.
Beautiful boxing, just use it. Okay? Use angles. Every time you land a good punch, he feels it. Okay?
We are back, beginning of round number 7. Look at the corner of Jonathan Navarro.
Go to the body, finish him off.
He has what we believe is a torn bicep in his left arm.
You got it.
Clarence Booth's corner. Rah, go get him. If they don't know about the injury, they certainly know that their opponent is slowing down.
Yeah, like I mentioned a few rounds earlier, you can smell the blood in the water.
We're underway, round number 7. Jonathan Navarro in the white and silver, Clarence Booth in the black and red.
You're starting to see the face of Navarro marking up. And that's another thing about a guy like Booth, who's such a throwback fighter. Rough fight, right? Not a mark on him.
Yeah. He wears it well.
He's been in so many rough ones, I think his skin got used to it.
Yeah, for real. Because Navarro was throwing real heat, and he still is, with that right hand.
Remember, a knockdown in round number 1 is off balance, but still counted as a knockdown.
Booth getting physical.
Smart strategy as the bigger, stronger man in there.
Also, we're in round 7 and 8 against a fighter who hasn't been in the ring in 5 years.
Hasn't been in the ring in 5 years. He's fighting essentially one-handed. A big, strong opponent in front of him. The deck certainly stacked against him as this fight drags on.
Yeah, this is nightmare stuff.
Yeah, not the ring return Navarro had in mind, for sure.
This is like that dream where you wake up and you had a book report due, and fighter version of it.
Why am I back in high school?
Yeah,
Why is this guy punching me in the face and I can't defend myself? Similar kind of feeling.
But surely Navarro could have took a better, an easier opponent. You know, not a better opponent, but an easier opponent.
Yeah, but now you're going to be on our air then. Yeah. I'm wondering if he's thinking, man, I should have went down to Tijuana.
Clarence Booth not going anywhere. Good short right hand.
Yeah, he's really shortened the punches up in this fight. I've seen improvement with Booth. He's shortened up his punches on the inside.
Well, you know what it is too, though, champ? You're getting to see him hang around on the inside. I think on the inside he's always been decent.
Yeah.
But the opposition that beats him doesn't let him get on the inside as often as he'd like to. I think the fact that he's had a lot of time, a lot of the minutes of these rounds have been on the inside have allowed him to show what he can do and the work he can do on the inside. I think what Booth lacks is his ability to close the gap on fighters that know how to fight to keep distance. And right now, with what looks to be a debilitated Navarro, can't throw really the lead straight punch. You can't keep him at bay on the outside.
And Navarro starting to display that mental and physical fatigue.
Yeah, he's looking very uncomfortable in there.
Round number 7 of an 8-rounder.
Still trying, though. Just through the left hand again. Fighting, he throws hard with the right. He's smooth. Nice. That's the first time he's jabbed in about 5 rounds.
Clarence Booth, the gym rat, looking very, very fresh. Made this a physical battle, and it's showing as we enter the final round of this fight.
Beat him still until the ref come and try to unrip you. Beat him. Don't wait on him. Don't let the ref break him.
Round number 8 about to begin. Jonathan Navarro, don't question his heart, his will. Fighting one-handed. You see a bicep tear on that left side. We believe that happened early in the fight tonight. Clarence Booth coming right out to the center. Message sent, gentlemen. Clarence Booth coming here to fight round number 8.
After the last round was the first time I saw Navarro acknowledge that bicep. He looked down at the arm, went to his corner, looked like he said something finally. Really tough and gritty performance here from Navarro.
Trying not to give aid and comfort to the enemy, right? Trying not to show that you're hurt, trying not to show that you're compromised. Can't really hide from it in the ring. He has slowed down as this fight has progressed, and Clarence Booth has grown in confidence. On a losing streak, and he's looking to end tonight at the expense of an undefeated 17-0 fighter.
Yeah, that would be a huge win for Booth.
Exactly what he talked about, winning a tough, difficult, gritty fight. It shows what he has left in his career.
Yeah, good performance by Booth. And Navarro, not the comeback that he was probably had in mind. We're going to see now, too, as far as him returning. I mean, this is the kind of injury that a lot of times requires surgery.
Oh, yeah.
It could be another long layoff for Navarro.
Exactly what he did not want in his return.
And the kind of thing that after 5 years, this happens, you start to wonder if you even bother coming back. You know, these are the kind of thoughts that cross your mind at a certain point, you know?
Doesn't get easier, gentlemen.
But credit to him, kudos to him for hanging in here the entire fight. Because Booth is bringing it, this is a you know, a busy Clarence booth when he gets on the inside throwing those two-fisted combinations. Navarro's had to deal with a lot besides this injury.
Navarro's had a good first half of this round. He came out and he's really showing his skills.
Strafing with the right hand, compromised with the left, but he's been throwing throughout. He's been fatigued, he's been wearing down, but he has been throwing, even periodically with that damaged left side.
Navarro showed a really good chin tonight. So hit by some big shots from Booth.
Good right hand there.
Able to walk through him.
But again, you see his all right hands. Hooks up, throws a right hand, steps back, throws another right hand. How about uppercut in there? You know, it's hard to get on the inside. One thing about having an injury that I fought with a lot of times with one hand, you cannot be on the inside because you cannot win an exchange when you have one hand. So you have to fight in a way where you can avoid the exchanges. So you have to fight on the outside. But the kind of injury Navarro has, he has no choice but to be inside. So it really complicates the matter because he's in range where exchanges have to happen, but he's not really equipped to have exchanges. There's again with that winging right hand.
There's a good left hook, actually.
Yeah, every once in a while he says, screw it, I gotta throw it once in a while at least.
This is what I was talking about with Booth, with having that sparring partner mentality. He's not putting up a big round to close out the show.
In what could still be a very, very close fight. Navarro trying to finish strong. And there it is. End of round 8. Little activity after the bell. Built up an early lead. There was a knockdown in round number 1. Great sportsmanship here. There was a knockdown in round number 1. The question is did Navarro build up enough of a lead?
Yeah, so they should give Navarro the last round. The first round is a two-point round. But I don't know, man. Once that injury happened, it's I don't know if there was
very
enough activity.
active, wasn't landing enough punches.
Either way, it was not the comeback kind of fight that Jonathan Navarro wanted after 5 years off.
He went 5 years right into boiling water.
Yeah. Unbelievable. As we said, looked like a bicep tear spotted by our own Chris Algerian. This is what it led to.
Yeah, first round Navarro was looking sharp. I mean, no ring rust, came right out, throwing big shots, went right to exchanges. And there already we can see, actually that happened in the first round because we're seeing that bicep looks compromised already. Really good start for Navarro. Scores that flash knockdown in round 1. Round 2, we saw Booth with a nice timing shot, catches Navarro right in the chin. But Navarro showing his grit and his will, coming on strong. But as the fight wears on, you're starting to see only leading with the right hands. The only power shots go with the right hand, not throwing many jabs. That's when we noticed something was wrong. We weren't seeing any jabs from Navarro. And then as we wore on, the fight got tighter and tighter, closer and closer in terms of where the fight was fought. But Navarro, man, he bit down his mouthpiece that last round, came out, showed his skill, showed his grit, had a really good last round. Little extracurriculars there after the final bell, but
well, that's why they were sportsmanship after. Like, all right, my bad. A couple extra hugs for it.
How did the judge see it? Judges see it. That's the last question we need answered. Jim Sorensen, get to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, tell these warriors what you thought of this fight. After 8 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Jed O'Connor scores this bout 76-75. Judge Jacob Ross Sr. scores this bout 76-75. And Judge Michael Ross also scores this bout 76-75 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated Jonathan "Thunder" Navarro!
A unanimous decision, gentlemen. The crowd showing its displeasure. I found that hard to believe.
I mean, Booth also at home. I mean, this is, that's the whole
a weird scorecard. 76-75.
Yeah, that means
because if it was 77
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
76-75 is a weird scorecard. It's like it should be 77-75. It looks like. unless it was 76, 76, unless it was 4 each. Unless it was 4 each, and then minus the knockdown.
Yeah, so
the knockdown ends up winning the fight. And that was 2 cards at 76, 75, or all three?
All three.
So the knockdown is the difference in the fight. They gave it 4 rounds each.
Yeah, unbelievable. And the corner upset with the judges, but showing sportsmanship.
And even the knockdown wasn't a great call because it was a block punch.
Block punch.
Wow. Disappointing finish for Clarence.
Tough
Booth.
break.
Navarro, though, keeping his undefeated record.
He might be out for a little while, though, now, because if that thing needs surgery, it might be another long way off.
Well, we keep on rolling. Emiliano Moreno versus Rashield Williams in our co-main event, welterweights. 8 rounds. The action continues here at ProBox TV when we come back.
Wednesday night fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday night fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday night fights, August 21st. Former Unified World Champion Swift Jarrett Hurd takes on former Unified World Champion Jason Banana Rosario.
Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at ProBoxTV.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday night fights.
Don't miss evenly matched, high-action fights. Wednesday night fights on ProBox TV. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play.
And we're coming up on the co-main event here on ProBox TV. Emiliano Moreno versus Rashield Williams. We've seen everything tonight, gentlemen.
Yeah.
We've seen close fights. We saw a fight we don't agree with the judges, but it's been all action from the beginning. This crowd getting a treat.
Yeah. And a lot of discussion points, too.
Yes, a lot for us to talk about.
A lot of rounds. A lot of rounds tonight.
A lot of rounds, a lot of action, a lot of activity, some controversy if you didn't just see it. Jonathan Navarro remaining undefeated, moving to 18-0 despite a torn bicep and a lot of inactivity in that fight against Clarence Booth, who came to fight. He drops to 21-11. But so far here at ProBox TV, the last few weeks, the co-main event has stolen the show. It's been all action fights in our co-mains. Expect the same thing tonight.
Yeah, this fight right here, I was saying this has a formula of a show stealer written all over it. But we've had a pretty good night of fights. That's becoming more and more difficult to steal this show.
There's someone that can do it right there, Emiliano Moreno from Long Beach, California. My hometown, but I'll try to stay neutral about this one, of course. His opponent, Rashield Williams, fighting out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, by way of Nassau, Bahamas. Here are the odds. Emiliano Moreno, a minus 300 favorite, 3-1 over Rashield Williams. $100 wins you $240. Both these fighters, though, aggressive, outstanding finishers. They are coming in to win tonight. We'll talk to both of them this week. They are mentally incredibly focused. But what does the tale of the tape say? Rashield Williams, much older than his opponent, Emiliano Moreno. 15-year difference there. The height advantage for Moreno. Also, the reach advantage, -0. Both the same, 71.5. Reach is the same, but definitely a height disparity here. Let's get it started in our co-main event. We go to Jim Sorensen. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, your co-main event of the evening. We've had some sensational fights this evening, and this next bout is no different. This is an 8-round fight in the welterweight division. And your judges for this fight, Joanne Richard, Jed O'Connor, and Jacob Rust Sr. And the referee, the third man in the ring, Gene Del Bianco. Introducing to you first, he fights out of the blue corner. He is wearing the black and yellow trunks. He weighed in at 146.6 pounds. His record, 11 wins, 2 losses with 9 wins by knockout from Fort Lauderdale, Florida by way of Nassau, Bahamas. Please give it up for Rashield Williams. opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the orange and gold trunks. He weighed in at 146 pounds even. He is undefeated. His record, 9 wins with 5 wins by knockout. From Long Beach, California, please give it up for Emiliano El Revolucion Moreno.
Take off your shirt now. Thank you. We discussed the rules in the dressing room. Your trunks are okay here. Your trunks are okay here. Unless you've got any questions, let's touch gloves. Best of luck. Let's get to work.
We are ready to begin round number 1 of our co-main event of the evening. To talk to these gentlemen this week, a lot of respect between these two fighters, but Emiliano Moreno said, I got undefeated 9-0, and I wasn't even really that focused. I'm 100% focused now on the task. Rashield Williams, his last 3 fights, a grand total of 5 rounds, and we're underway.
I know I said this last time we had Moreno on air. He is a big welterweight. Tall, long, big legs.
Nice to be young.
Strong.
Nice to be young when you make these weights. It doesn't last.
When you're tall, you can still make weight. The interesting thing about Moreno and his trajectory, his career so far here on ProBox TV, when you look at Moreno, he had his baptism here at ProBox against Axel Salgado, another undefeated fighter. They went to war. He had to come back in that fight and really show some boxing slickness late.
Yeah, Axel's a guy who's been on air and actually scored upsets before. Very, very tough fight. When I heard that he was going to be fighting him, I was like, oh man, we got a real fight. Moreno showed me a lot that night.
But there's the power of Williams. That's what he has faith in. He's in the black and yellow, Moreno in the orange and gold.
No feel-out punches bring these two.
I mean, Rashield Williams said that in the fighter meeting the other day. He said, listen, I'm going to come forward. I throw big punches. I believe in my power.
Yeah, he's following Moreno around. You'd like to see him step to the right a little bit and cut the ring off. See what that would do from his. Moreno is able to pivot out to that left time and again so far in the first round.
Yeah, his style, Paulie, it's all steak, no sizzle, right? You're not see a lot of feints, you're not see a lot of footwork, not a lot of herky-jerky movements. He comes in, throws power shots.
Bring your lunch pail and work.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you step to the right, you may force Moreno in the other direction and maybe create some openings.
Long Beach known for Jeremy Williams, famous boxer from Long Beach, also Mando Ramos, Long Beach, California.
And Snoop Dogg.
And Snoop Dogg went to my high school. Yep.
He's in Paris right now.
He is.
Moreno, so explosive. Really lets those hands go with bad intentions.
Yeah, and the ability that he's getting right now to circle the ring is at least allowing him to stay calm enough to try to set some distance to shoot that hard 1-2 that he likes to throw down the pipe.
Setting up with that pawing jab right now. Williams pulling in, yep.
It's the most I've seen Moreno move.
Snoop's manager lives down the street from my mom, and Snoop's always hanging out in front of the house smoking weed. That's true story.
No surprise there.
Something
nice left hand over the top.
Good reactions shown here by Moreno.
But Williams, though, right now trying to take away the space from Moreno with shots like that.
Yeah, he's trying to dictate the way this fight's going to be fought by bringing the pressure.
Williams, though, keeping it simple, but he's being effective. A body shot.
Digging left hand.
Sounded like he was beating a drum.
Thudding shots from both of these fighters as we end round number 1.
No me le des nada. ¿Qué sigue? Ahora usted primero, güey. Usted primero con ese jab, Usted primerito con ese jab aquí, aquí, aquí. No se me espere. Hay condición. You're not gonna get tired. Hay condición. Hay que trabajar. Trabajar, hay que trabajar más. Él viene. He's right in front of you, Emmy. Pa, 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 pa.
Our August 21st co-main event. He joined us earlier tonight. Darrell Valsaint undefeated at 10-0, taking on Angel Ruiz. 18-3-1. Valsaint, of course, looking forward to that opportunity. He is psyched to fight. He feels the energy here tonight. An unbelievable fight so far. I've had a little bit of everything. And in this co-main event is the power punching of Rashield Williams versus the slick boxing of Emiliano Moreno. We begin round number 2.
9 KOs and 11 wins for Williams.
He said his last 3 have won a grand total of 5. 2 2-rounders and a 1-rounder.
I see why. I mean, he looks strong, and you know he has a no-frills approach, but you know it's effective. Like I said last round, he comes forward, closes the distance pretty easily. He's got long arms, good power, physically strong.
The only issue I'm seeing with him so far, he's a bit of a your turn, my turn
guy.
And if he doesn't start to punch in between Moreno, I don't know that he's going to, and he doesn't start cut off the ring at least.
Nice left hand in the corner.
I don't know how long he's going to go without Moreno eventually adjusting to this.
Well, Moreno has a really good catch and shoot game too. So, you know, he can lead with the jab, he can fire off that, but also every time you throw at him, he's firing right back.
In the corner, Moreno's corner man telling him, pop that jab, keep it in his face.
Yeah, I mean, when you're as big as he is for welterweight, you'd like to see a jab.
He's pawing with it in round number 1. Round number 2, throwing it with a little bit more authority.
Yeah, you see he's getting his range better now.
One thing about Williams' style, you see him in the black and yellow. Not a lot of setups, not a lot of feints, not a lot of ways to get in.
But I'll tell you, him not cutting off the ring to his right is going to cost him this fight. I don't know if he would have won it anyway, but it's going to eventually be the problem that undoes him, because it's allowing Moreno to start to have the space to create his own openings. Because Williams does pretty well when he throws punches, but you're allowing Moreno to also set up opportunities to throw shots when you could take that away from him if you cut him off.
Good short shot. Williams trying to invest in the body a bit on the inside.
If Williams is going to win this fight, it's by knockout. He's just trying to catch you, throw big bombs. He's working very hard here in round 2.
Yeah, you talk about this sometimes, that stiff kind of style, looking for the knockout, costs you a lot of energy.
Absolutely. No, he's definitely stiff, but he's strong. You can see the power on the punches. Oh, good adjustment there from Moreno. Opens those eyes, making a miss with those explosive head movement, and then comes out with the shot. Nice shot there from Williams.
Paulie, when we were talking about this fight, you said one thing about Moreno is he's good at creating those holes, finding those areas to get his punches in. But right now it's Williams.
Yeah, Williams putting together some numbers in there.
And once again, finding the hole through the center is Moreno.
I think I'll say Williams' sense of hand positioning is a bit better than Moreno. So he's able to at least not take them as cleanly when he's got his hands in good position. But Moreno does shoot in between a lot of times, and that's where he probably gets the best openings for his own shots.
Moreno took a nasty uppercut in one of those exchanges.
And it is opening up at the end of round number 2.
Put this guy away. Don't do that. It's gonna come. All right? It's gonna happen. And break down with both hands. How you feel? Okay, but then show me how you feel good. Because you followed him and you gave him this round. All right, let's get back to the game plan you had the first round. Come on,
Just change the punches. I mean,
You are in the corner right now of Jonathan.
Okay? I want to see that jab working. I want to see it working. But I
heard the corner right there of Emiliano Romero, but Moreno, August 21st, it is Jarrett Hurd versus Jason Rosario. That's our main event, 2 former world champions. That's going to be an incredible night of fights, and our night tonight has been incredible as well in our co-main event. Emiliano Moreno from Long Beach, California versus Rashield Williams, Fort Lauderdale, originally from Nassau, Bahamas. You heard the corner in between rounds. Rashield Williams' corner said, stop following this guy around. Get back to the game plan of round number 1. That's criticism you guys have had the entire time, champs.
Yeah, it's good to put pressure, but you want to be effective and smart with the way you're pressuring your opponent. And in the corner of Moreno, they saw him use his jab, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to establish that lead hand. If Moreno established that lead hand, he had this distance. You know, he could make the fight a lot easier for himself.
Yeah, to use your analogy, Jimmy, there's a lot of sizzle on Moreno. He's got more sizzle. He's also got the steak. But he should use more of that sizzle so it's not, so head-to-head and back and forth.
Yeah, we're seeing several kind of jabs. He'll paw, then he'll be stiff. He'll feint well. Good combination. Out comes the mouthpiece.
Good counter right hand there.
Just as we were talking about the tools of Moreno, he opens up.
Moreno taking full advantage of that mouthpiece being out. Just what I like about Moreno, he's nasty with it. When he gets you hurt, he lets his hands fly. Good stuff here.
Exactly what he is doing. Williams doing a good job of covering up, firing back with the left hook. A fight has broken out in round number 3.
Jay, remember when he said it's good to be young? This many punches.
And also, it's good to punch in between guys. I remember I said Williams is a bit of a your turn, my turn guy. Moreno is not. This all started because of a roll right-hand counter of Moreno that then he's following up, and the follow-up is still continuing till right now.
Back comes Williams now.
Williams on the offense.
And Moreno might have punched himself out here, so we got to be careful. Williams might have a moment.
Talk about the benefits of youth, the benefits of age is you're more efficient with those combinations. You don't try and punch yourself out as much. Young guys do it all the time. You're right, Chris. You see the nastiness in Moreno. He has no problem staying inside, throwing big shots.
He's got a very vicious mentality when he lets his combinations go.
Yeah, Williams fighting the entire round with no mouthpiece.
There hasn't been a break in the action. Referee's been looking for one. There hasn't been one.
He's trying. He's trying to get in there.
Trying to. They've been too active to replace that mouthpiece.
You might end up waiting till the end of the round. It might be the next break.
Neither man is giving any quarter to the other.
I love the passion from Moreno, man. He really brings it.
What a pace this round.
And good maturity from Williams in the corner. You know, guard up, seeing the punches coming, rode it out, started back with his own offense.
Yeah, he was smart enough to realize that he wasn't in danger of being stopped, even off activity, and just bided his time.
Yeah, what a good two-way round this was. Moreno back.
Great stuff from Moreno, pushing Williams back. Big statement in that round.
The ref literally had to wait to the end of the round to put the mouthpiece. It didn't get a break in the action at all.
This is how we lost it.
Here's the counter right there. That's what I started right there. Roll, counter right, uppercut. Punching in between the anti of what's your turn, my turn that Williams tends to do. And that started that entire exchange of the round.
And this is when Williams came back.
Yeah, Williams started coming back, showing his heart and his determination. Good, entertaining round.
And he took those punches like a veteran, right? He didn't freeze long enough for them to stop the fight. He was moving, he was identifying it.
Yeah, stay calm. Rode it out. And then actually started throwing back himself.
You motherfucking right, okay?
Round number 4 of our co-main event. Emiliano Moreno from Long Beach, California, taking on Rashield Williams. Fort Lauderdale out here in South Florida, originally from Nassau, Bahamas. It's been the versatility of Moreno versus the power punching of Williams, but Moreno, to your point, champ, has been willing to engage inside, use those power shots as well.
Hey, he's seen some of that worse for wear on his face. He is getting touched as well, is Moreno. Getting the better of most exchanges because he just throws more punches and is more versatile, but still getting touched from time to time.
That's another thing, Paulie. Certain guys wear damage more. They take a couple shots and they look terrible, and other guys get beat up.
Some guys have tougher skin. Remember Chavez? Man, Chavez fought a lot on the inside. He would walk you down, but he never looked like he had a mark on him.
Until De La Hoya.
Well, the age will be out to you too, plus De La Hoya. Remember, you look at Meldrick Taylor fight. He looked like he was worse to wear, and then you look at Meldrick. Meldrick is the worst for wear in that fight, and Chavez is unmarked.
After winning 9 rounds in a row, he was better than Taylor. It's unreal.
Especially with some Mexican fighters, they have. It's like that. It's like, I don't know if it's a genetic thing. They have good skin.
Tough. Yeah. Good movement so far from Moreno. Williams has been a power puncher, but the less versatile fighter. Paul, that movement out every single time.
Yeah,
that would be the story of the fight.
Yeah, and that's also something that Williams could go without allowing, but he hasn't even thought to make that adjustment.
It's been a little bit of a theme tonight where one fighter has decent punches but doesn't have the footwork to go with it, to put his man where he wants him.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, though, from what he said in the fighter meeting, I'm not surprised at all to see him fight this style. This is exactly what he said he was going to do. Yeah.
Just go to work.
Had his debut in Mexico back in 2019. He fought in Mexico, the Philippines, U.S. fought in 9 countries as an amateur. He's used to being the road warrior. This is as close as it gets to a hometown fight for him.
Oh, nice right hand there from Williams along the ropes. Moreno got tall, ate that right hand.
Yeah, and he let him walk right up to him and just punch him in the face. I don't know what he was waiting for.
Well, he tried to do what he's been doing and doing that kind of roll and shoot thing, but when your back's against the rope and you're tall,
and also,
you're not going to get out of the way.
But you can't let him walk that close to do it. Otherwise, the punch doesn't have to travel far enough for you to be able to adjust to it. He got really close. He just was almost chest to chest and just punched him.
Moreno undefeated at 9-0, 5 wins by knockout. So
you see this pressure. Williams is trying to, affect the mentality of Moreno to use that mental pressure. But again, you see that escape to the left allows Moreno to get a break from that mental pressure, that little reprieve, and it allows him to reset and adjust and be able to shoot shots like that. You see, he wouldn't be able to shoot shots like that if he wasn't able to reset.
Good combinations at the halfway point of the fight. End of round number 4, scheduled for 8. We cannot wait to keep it going for you. It's a ton of action tonight. Well, it continues August 21st. Look at this fight card. Jarrett Hurd versus Jason Rosario, former world champions in our main event in the middleweight division. Daryl Valsaint joined us earlier tonight against Angel Ruiz. Ruiz 18-3-1, Valsaint 10-0. He said, I'm just starting to feel like I'm ready to go. Dominic Valle, the up-and-comer, looking to stay undefeated against Kevin Puerta. That is a great card, a great night. Do not miss it. Download the app now, ProBox TV. Corners taking their time, getting out. Emiliano Moreno.
In tough once again.
It's a story of ProBox TV, right?
Yeah, for real.
8-0, 9-0. You don't get those stepping stone fights.
If you cut your teeth on ProBox TV, Eric, man, you're in for a long, tough road. Oh, big right hand again from Williams. Again, just when Moreno's against those ropes, gets too tall, eats those right hands.
Against Axel Melendez his last time out. Moreno, man, he went to war, had to come back in that fight. Slow start, had to make adjustments late.
Had to finish strong.
Oh, man, and he did. It's to his credit.
And this fight could also be tricky because it's been Williams has been coming forward the whole time. And sometimes some judges, they like to give that credit of the guy coming forward, even if it's not effective. And Williams has been effective at times coming forward.
Yeah, if you like activity, you're definitely gonna lean towards Moreno for sure.
Did get a questionable decision last time out. Jonathan Navarro, Clarence Booth. Navarro getting the decision despite Clarence Booth being the more active fighter. So nothing's in the bag tonight. This range, of course, Williams so powerful. 9-11 wins.
Moreno needs to tighten it up when it's that close range.
One thing about this build, Paulie, is going to be hard inside.
And that's the thing. He doesn't have, I don't know if he has the reflexes to fight in that, quote-unquote cutie style. He's trying to roll and then keep his hands low, but he gets it with a lot of unnecessary shots on the inside. He takes them pretty cleanly.
Yeah, we saw that in the Axel Melendez fight as well. He used some big shots in that fight. Showed a great chin.
Look there a second ago from Williams.
Great fighters with that tricky style, kind of a hands low kind of style. Sergio Martinez, Prince Nassim Hamed. You always tell guys, hey, if you're not that fast, don't fight like that. If you don't have that kind of awareness, don't fight. Looks great. Be careful with it. And a good straight right hand is Moreno, and then out once again. That left side movement, Paulie. Williams has been unable to close that door throughout the fight.
Yeah, and like I said, if he doesn't win this fight, he's going to really look back and kick himself for that. Because whenever he traps Moreno, there's good shots he lands.
Yeah. And normally a guy escapes out of the weak side. Moreno's escaping to the power side, which is the right hand of Williams, and he's still not catching on to throwing the punch in anticipation to where he's going to be.
Seeing it right here, Chris. He keeps rotating to that left side. No problem going out that way.
And not just that escapes that left has allowed Moreno to create opportunities to punch in bunches. Look how many times Moreno escapes to the left, resets, and ends up getting off some nice punches and nice combinations. Because other good counter there from Moreno. Because when Williams gets close, he has some really good moments. And if he cut off the ring, he would only get closer more often.
He's ready. Hey. I need you right, working with the right hand. Tírasela dos veces, güey. Le va a entrar, pero con ese jab. Ahora quédate más paradito, más paradito. Boom, boom.
To his body and then finish to his head. Because he's ducking. He see your shots coming now. Okay?
Start of round number 6. We are scheduled for 8 on our co-main event. Emiliano Moreno versus Rashield Williams. Rashield Williams standing up in the corner. Has success with his punches, but footwork has been lacking. Emiliano Moreno, the young man from Long Beach, California, has taken full advantage. Eyes of Moreno start this round focused on the midsection.
Blood from the nose of Williams. Saw that at the end of the last round.
Chris, would your advice in this fight, if you're in Williams' corner, is it all footwork at this point? Is that the advice you'd be giving?
I mentioned last round the anticipation. He's always going out to the left side. It's always going to your right side, your power side. So anticipate where he's going. Throw that right hand across the shoulders outside of where you are right now, anticipating that movement out to the left. And there, especially as he's jabbing with the hand down. Step through, punch to where he's going to be, not to where he is.
So far has been content to follow. The corner has told him stop following this guy around, but that's been the ebb and flow of this fight. Moreno throws a combination, moves out to his left, and Williams ends up following him back through.
Nice body work there from Williams. Actually punching with Moreno for a change. Is there a cut over the eye, or is that blood from the nose?
Definitely from the nose. It could also be on the eye, too. I'm not trying to figure it out myself.
Looks roughed up around the left eye, but don't know if it's open and bleeding yet.
Nice body shot, double. Both sides, right hand, left hook from Moreno.
Again, he does it. And this is what I'm saying when it's your turn to my turn. You see those two-handed body attacks from Moreno can be countered. Both hands are low, but Williams doesn't throw when you're throwing.
Williams represented the Bahamas in the Commonwealth Games, Central American and Caribbean Games, Pan Americans. Fought Carlos Adames in the amateurs, so he has a pedigree for the fundamentals that you guys talk about all the time. So far, it's been that inability to close off the ring of Moreno. That exit whenever he's needed it.
Yeah, but now there's less pressure. Williams more so at center ring. Now the pressure comes out all at once. This round, Moreno has spent more time at center ring than in previous rounds where he's been circling on the outer portions of the ring.
Consistent blood from the nose in this round.
Yeah. And Moreno's also using his jab at times. Good snapping jabs.
Williams has shown a great chin, but you're obviously starting to see the wear from that nice stiff jab there. Nice popping jab from down low. Yeah, this middle distance range, Moreno, man, with that explosiveness, the variation in the punches, very, very difficult for Williams.
That's why you got to do it right from the beginning. You got to be trapping this guy from the beginning so that you can land the shots and keep him from getting confident. Now, those shots he was landing earlier have slowed down Williams. Now the confidence of Moreno is growing. Good round here for Moreno.
Starting to get into that target practice territory.
And this is what impressed me against Axel Salgado with Moreno. His conditioning late. The second half of that fight, he really turned it up, and we're seeing that now here as well.
But he was behind the 8 ball in that fight.
Now
Axel starting out very aggressively.
He doesn't want to get knocked out by a kid, you know? Keep doing the same thing, Emmy. That jab.
Catch this kid off guard with a hook, okay? But you gotta start low because he see every punch you throwing, every shot you throw, he see coming, okay? So you're gonna have to change this around. You gotta do something fancy. We're losing this fight, okay? This fight getting away. You gotta do me something fancy here.
You have to raw dog, you understand? You have to raw dog now.
7 and 8 shots. 7 and 8 shots.
Well, they feel it is slipping away in the corner of Rashield Williams.
Yeah.
Said, go to the body.
Said a few other things in the corner, boys.
They certainly did. The advice for boxing was go to the body. He is seeing your punches to the head, and this one's slipping away.
Listen, I like the corner being honest. Yeah, the fight is slipping away.
Yeah, the urgency has to be displayed, and they let him know. Let's see what he does now.
Listen, you're losing this fight. We need something fancy. And they're absolutely right.
We are in round number 7 of our co-main event. Emiliano Moreno in the orange trunks with gold. Rashield Williams in the black and yellow. Fighter from the Bahamas fighting out of Fort Lauderdale. This is Rashield Williams.
Yeah, gas tank of Moreno is very impressive. He's looking very, very fit right here. I'm starting to see Williams slowing down. The mouth is open. The nose is bloodied. Not punching enough, not being as active, but Moreno.
How much is Moreno to you carrying that Axel Salgado fight? It was a long fight, it was grueling, it was difficult, but it looks like he learned a lot from it. His energy has been very good.
Absolutely. I mean, we had in the fighter meeting, and I kept saying, like, oh, he sounds very, very mature. You know, things have changed. He probably learned a lot in that fight. He met Axel right in the middle of the ring in that fight and had the show out at the end. Now he came out boxing.
And Champ, you know, that's another thing, guys. It's that the Salgado fight also had a little bit of tough moments for him. You know, this guy doesn't really break at all. You know, even though he's young, he doesn't really gets discombobulated mentally when it's not going perfectly for him. He sticks to the game plan. He sticks to the work ethic. He sticks to, you know, understanding that every round is another opportunity to keep breaking you. And he just sticks with it, and the stick-to-itiveness eventually starts to yield those results, and is doing that again in this fight.
Right now, he's doing a beautiful job of fighting in circles. He's just going outside, firing, stepping around, stepping around. Exactly how you fight a puncher.
And there are things that can be taken advantage of in his style that he's going to have to adjust. But you know what? If you don't take advantage of it, he'll take advantage of that mistake that you're doing. And tonight, something as simple to me as stepping over to the right for Williams would have changed the dynamic of this fight a lot. I don't know if it would have changed the result, but it would have made it a lot easier for Williams to get to Moreno even more often, and it would have made it a lot more difficult for Moreno to find the space to reset and get those combinations off.
Not to mention, whatever Williams' corner wanted, he's doing the exact opposite this round. He's doing less than nothing, and he's letting Moreno walk him around and unload punches high and low.
Yeah, because now if you're not cutting off the ring, it's even more difficult. Now you're worn down. It's even more difficult to chase your guy down. It's just a burden. You know, cutting off the ring makes it easier to get to your opponent by doing less work and being more tactical. But now you can't even do all the work you were doing earlier in the fight chasing Moreno. Now you don't have the energy to do it, and Moreno is going to keep you at his mercy here at this distance.
It was target practice at the end of round 6. It continues in round number 7. We get ready for the final round. Great stuff from the young, undefeated fighter. Corner of Williams, they had some urgency at the end of the last round. It ain't going to get better.
This is it, baby. This is it. Catch him. I understand that, but he ain't no punching bag. He ain't gonna wait on you. He ain't gonna wait on you.
Our main event yet to come. Alberto Palmetta from Argentina taking on the tough Mexican Jesus Saracho. Welterweight 10-round fight. Two guys who love to take real estate in the ring. It's gonna be a great one. What does Rashield Williams have in this co-main event fight? Final round, 8 of 8.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
What can he do against the undefeated fighter from Long Beach? We're about to find out. 8th and final round. A fight that really has been taken over by Emiliano Moreno. You see in the orange and gold. Rashield Williams doing what he can, black and yellow, but it's been a tactical mismatch.
You know what else I like about Moreno? Unwavering confidence. When fights are tough in the beginning, he understands what he is. He doesn't get, you know, like he feels like he's behind the 8 ball. Finish is strong.
Stick-to-itiveness.
Stick-to-itiveness, yeah.
You got to copyright that, by the way. Stick-to-itiveness. I'm keeping that. If you don't copyright it,
I don't. Put it on a T-shirt. Put it on a T-shirt.
I didn't make it up. I've heard it somewhere.
I have to.
With your face on it, I will make that T-shirt. Williams trying to get back in it with some power punches.
Good left hook from Williams, a punch that he hasn't really shown today. The corner was calling for that 2 rounds ago. Like, throw left hook because he sees the right hand.
Now, here's the other flip side of being young here. Moreno might fight when he doesn't have to, right? He can dance and move and lose this round and still win, but this is a guy who wants to fight.
Still throwing those crazy shots because you want to make a highlight reel out of it, even though you're probably comfortably ahead. That's what got Ashton Silk knocked out a few weeks ago against Lucas Body.
Thank you. We just talked about Chavez Taylor. He didn't have to fight in that 12th round. He did and got knocked out. So.
That was the corner, though. I feel bad for Meldrum. That was, with Silva a couple weeks ago.
Love you, Lou Duva, but that was bad advice, yes.
Benton, unfortunately, rest in peace to those guys. But yeah, that was, for me, they cost him the fight. But a couple weeks ago, though, guys, I mean, you guys saw that. And Ashton Silva was way ahead, and he still wanted to make it entertaining and throw those power shots, and he walked into a big shot and got knocked out.
Clipped.
That's the thing about these young fighters, and Moreno kind of doing the same thing here. He's still chasing it. He's comfortably ahead at this point, still chasing it. It's good in some ways to have that quality, but in some ways it's also got to be a little smart, and I think Moreno will learn that.
When you're young, you don't know you don't know. If you haven't got cracked and got hurt and got dropped yet, it's like, like we talked about earlier, you feel invincible.
Youth is wasted on the young.
He is definitely standing into the fight against the power puncher, Rashield Williams.
But I think he also can recognize the energy has been drained out of Williams. Maybe the punching, maybe the sting on the shots of Williams isn't as much anymore.
He's had no problem exchanging on the inside throughout this fight, despite his height advantage, despite his boxing speed advantage, despite his footwork advantage.
Bianco can get out of the way sometimes.
Yeah, but he's had a tough night.
He's been down once already.
The referee taken down by a knockdown earlier tonight. Terrence Williams, Roberto Escobar fight. 10 seconds left to go. Looks like this 8-rounder will go the distance. Great stuff from Emiliano Moreno throughout this fight. Rashield Williams, Paul, you called it, I think, in round number 1, that he just hasn't had the footwork to corral Moreno. If he doesn't win, that's probably why.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, it was the story of the fight.
Yeah.
I could see the writing on the wall, and he never did make that adjustment.
Rashield Williams had the punching power, but didn't have the footwork to get his opponent in position to use it. Another decision win for Emiliano Moreno. Showed real boxing IQ throughout this fight.
Yeah, I mean, tough fight early on. We saw the power, the strength, the aggressiveness of Williams early. We saw the skill, the will, the stick-to-itiveness. If you guys at home want to look that one up. Of Moreno, to stick to the game plan, to stick to his skills, to never lose confidence in what he was doing. And Moreno's one of those guys, he beats you up, man. These last couple of fights.
And he enjoys it.
He beats you up. He likes putting the pressure on. He's getting rounds in against tough guys.
Yep.
And by the end of it, he ends up beating them into a pulp. Doesn't get the stoppage tonight, but
and he gets hit along the way,
Yeah.
and it doesn't discourage him.
Nope.
I think it's going to be some things that he's going to have to adjust because of that. But he doesn't mind getting hit either. That doesn't get discouraged one bit.
Make some mistakes, definitely things to work on, but he's got a lot of raw talent. He's got a lot of skills. And he's also very fun to watch. I mean, vicious with the combinations. If he gets you hurt, he tries to finish.
There was that footwork mismatch. Led to what we believe is a one-sided fight. Do the judges agree? Jim Sorensen has the scorecards.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it some love for these warriors. After 8 rounds, we head to the judges' scorecards. And in this case, Judge Joanne Richard, Jed O'Connor, and Jacob Russ Sr., they all see this fight the exact same way, 79-73 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated, Emiliano Revolucion Moreno!
Judges gave him 7 out of 8 rounds. I think that's fair. Paulie, what's your thought on the scorecard?
Yeah, he started pulling away more and more. Early in the fight, I thought it was a little bit competitive. Maybe maybe 2 rounds to Williams, but really it just got away from him and never made the adjustment. And Moreno just kept that intensity the entire time. And little by little, it just got further and further. You could see the levels of the suit that separated them started getting wider and wider.
Great quote. Greatness shows over time, right? You can be competitive early.
Rises to the top over time.
Rises to the top. Shout out to Randy Macho Man Savage for that one. But the idea that the longer it goes, the better fighter looks. That was the case tonight, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you see that. I mean, my coach used to always tell me everybody can fight for 3 rounds. What happens after round 3?
Yeah. I remember Nazim Richardson always at the Nationals telling me, everybody's strong around 1. So, similar, you know?
Oh, the wars are continuing tonight, but don't forget our next one is going to be a banger as well. August 21st. You think tonight has energy? You wait until August, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be off the chain. Check it out.
Wednesday night fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday night fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday night fights, August 21st. Former Unified World Champion Swift Jarrett Hurd takes on former Unified World Champion Jason Banana Rosario.
Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at ProBoxTV.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday night fights.
Don't miss evenly matched, high-action fights. Wednesday night fights on ProBox TV. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play.
I don't recommend taking your chances at the door. It is packed tonight. Get ready for August. Alberto Palmetta from Argentina, a slight favorite, -140 over the Mexican Jesus Saracho, +110. You get $110 for betting 100 on him. Right now, it is Palmetta showing off that Argentinian flag from Buenos Aires, 34 years old, 11 years older than his opponent. Saracho having the height advantage, the reach advantage going to Palmetta. The advantages, though, are going to be what's not in the tail of tape. That is heart. Jim Sorensen, get us started.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. It's time for your main event of the evening. Brought to you by SportsBetting.ag, your best odds for sports betting online. This fight is scheduled for 10 rounds in the welterweight division. And at stake tonight is the title of WBA Continental America Welterweight Champion. This bout is sanctioned by the Florida Athletic Commission, Executive Director Tim Shipman, and by the World Boxing Association Supervisor Jorge Linares. Your judges for this fight, Michael Ross, Joanne Richard, and Jed O'Connor, and your referee, the third man in the ring, Emil Lombardi. Introducing to you first. He fights out of the blue corner. He is your challenger, wearing the silver, black, and gold trunks. He weighed in at 144.6 pounds. His record, 13 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw with 11 big wins by knockout. De Irapuato, Mexico, bienvenido a Jesus Saracho. And his opponent, the current WBA Continental America Welterweight Champion, fighting out of the red corner. He wears the blue and fuchsia trunks. He weighed in at 146.8 pounds. His record, 19 wins, 2 losses with 13 big wins by knockout. Fighting out of West Palm Beach, Florida, by way of Becar, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Give it up for Alberto Palmetta.
All right, guys, let's go. Okay, we went over the rules in the dressing room, all right? I expect a good, clean fight out of both of you. Pay close attention to my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Touch him up and wait for the bell.
You see the Olympic rings on the shoulder of Palmetta. Fought for his country in Rio 2016. It is Mexico versus Argentina. Jesus Saracho Tough Mexican, 13 wins, 11 knockouts. Our main event is underway, round number 1.
Southpaw versus southpaw.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't adjust your television. Both men are southpaws.
Palmeta in the blue and fuchsia, Saracho in the black and white. Palmeta comes out of the southpaw stance, but I call him the most orthodox southpaw I've ever seen in my life. Hands up, chin down, the way they teach you first day in the gym.
Yeah, very fundamentally sound. Solid boxing skill, good power. But also, this is his first time at welterweight. He's normally campaigning at 140 pounds. He's been on our air a few times fighting at 140. This fight is contested at welterweight, 147.
I mean, even Saracho has not been at welterweight for that long.
No, that's what I mean. That Saracho.
Oh, Saracho, yeah. Interesting.
No, Palmeta's been at 47.
Yeah, first time I saw Saracho, I think maybe he was a lightweight. When did we see him against Francis?
Same as Francis, 140.
I mean, the Francis fight, he had been mainly a lightweight, and he came in at 140 and upset Francis.
That's correct, yep.
Definitely see the frame difference for these two fighters. Palmeta a lot bigger than Saracho.
But Saracho very good at finding holes in your defense. Varies up his punches very well. Lets his combinations go. Closes the distance well, which we just saw right there.
His last time out, he had a little trouble making weight. Had to go back to this guy to weigh in multiple times. Could be the reason for this move up to 147.
Love how he doubles up that lead hand. He comes with that uppercut hook combination. And you'll actually do that the other way as well and go uppercut hook.
At the lower weight, Saracho is a pretty good puncher. I want to see. I wonder too how he carries up the power to this weight class. But Palmeta also using a good mentality as well, which is back up the puncher. And a lot of times, if you back up the puncher, it nullifies their ability to get weight and leverage on their punching power.
Last couple times, Saracho has been the smaller guy. He's had to deal with the reach disparities, the height disparities in his last couple fights.
Yeah, Cesar Francis and Castillo, both very, very tall for 140. Palmeta at eye level with Saracho, maybe a little bit taller, but by the eye test, Palmeta's a much bigger man. He is a full-size welterweight.
He is thick.
A lot of muscle on him. But then you see that power. You see that punching power from Saracho. He has hard, good body shot.
He has a knack for finding the opening. Saracho has good punch selection.
Paulie, that was my question for you. When we opened up our show tonight was who deals with the physical pressure better? Look like Saracho, he's dealing with that physical pressure with accuracy.
Yeah. I think Palmeta will always keep bringing that pressure, try to break the mentality of a Saracho, but like I said at the top of the show too, guys, Saracho has a knack for finding the openings and the crevices between the guard. He's got an intelligent punch selection that has always impressed me when I've seen him.
And Palmeta is being a lot more fundamental than usual. He's normally a little bit tricky, a little bit funky.
He's kind of stepping in
right
and out,
front.
right? He's taking a half step back. You see, I think he's respecting a little bit the power of Saracho as well. See, there it is again, that step in, step out.
Okay, breathe and get it back, champ. Breathe and get it back. Big one. Let me see it. We can't give him the wall. I want motion. Keep your motion. And keep your jab busy. Make him think you're doing something. All right? Go the left hand to the body. That was very good. You need to do it again.
Ya lo que estábamos platicando, mijo, él se va a meter así y abajo, pero con mucha fuerza. Con mucha fuerza.
Está calando primero.
Simón.
Está pivoteando, sí, ya sé.
Simón. ¿Cómo te sientes bien? ¿No pega el güey? Agüita.
Stay sharp. Stay sharp. No good. Don't give up nothing.
Let's go.
Round number 2, we are underway, our main event. Jesus Saracho, see him on your left in the black and white. From Mexico, his opponent in the black and fuchsia is the blue and fuchsia is Alberto Palmetta from Argentina. And Saracho, we said it from the beginning, he's the smaller man here at 147, but he's letting his opponent know that I'm still throwing power punches. I'm still gonna be able to back you off.
Yeah, he's still got that pop.
So again, you get the snap on the shots of Saracho. Sets him up very well. You see he changes levels. He's got a little bit of that rhythm where it's sort of a half feint. And even Palmeta has a bit of a rhythm this fight too. He's again that step in and half step out. On the time Saracho maybe lunging in or leaning in.
Saracho is finding a home for that right hook to the body. setting up well, closing that distance behind the jab once he's in there, letting those hands go because he has the quicker hands. Oh, nice double lead hand catches Palmeta pulling out straight.
Yeah, I think Palmeta maybe got used to the ones coming downstairs and then didn't expect it to come up high like that.
Last fight out against Castillo here at ProBox TV. And, I thought he won the fight. A lot of people thought he won the fight. Judges disagreed. And Paul, you talked about that can stick with you a little bit. That can motivate you in that next fight. If you
can motivate you, you know, it can also just leave such a bad taste in your mouth. But the only thing you can do if you intend to continue with your career, good body shot by Palmeta, the only thing you can do if you intend to continue with your career is to put it behind you and let it motivate you. And, you know, make sure it doesn't happen again and prove the naysayers wrong. That, you know, that would think that a decision loss like that would take you off course. You know, and I think that's the best mentality to do that with. And Saracho seems to have come out pretty confidently tonight.
One place that Saracho did show a weakness in that fight against Castillo was to the body. Castillo was able to bend him over at one point with a nice scraping body shot. You saw Palmeta go down low with that straight left hand, which southpaw goes right to the liver.
Boachica was Palmeta's last fight. He brought physical pressure the entire time. It was November of last year. Really wore Boachica down, trying to get him off him the entire fight.
That was a great fight, very close. It really came down to the end where Palmeta's conditioning was the difference.
He's a physical beast, like a lot of pressure fighters. You got to be in there the entire time. He doesn't fight in spurts.
But he's also a guy who starts a little bit slow, takes some time, starts to build. You know, it's a slow burn with Palmeta. You're seeing Saracho, who starts very, very fast.
Good defense by Palmeta, getting underneath those shots. He's really defending well, kind of continuing to put that pressure physically on Saracho, not getting off a lot of punches. Now he's starting to get them off here, but really done a good job of staying in front of Saracho this round without getting hit clean.
Palmeta starting to heat up a bit. Round number 2.
Yeah, Palmeta showed his class that round, using some nice feints at the beginning, at the end there as well.
Get it back.
A lot of action in that second round. Palmeta starting to warm up.
Yeah, I mentioned the class of these guys. That you see the setup and that double right hand there from Saracho. Like you mentioned, Champ, he was expecting it down low because he's having good success with that early on. Switched it to straight upstairs. Palmeta pulled back, got caught a little bit.
Acuérdense que es nuestra noche, papá. ¿Ok? Respira, respira, respira. ¿Estás bien? ¿Todo bien? Ok. Vamos a apretarle, papá. Vamos a apretarle. Se te va a caer en 2 roundcitos el güey, pero hay que chingarle. ¿Ok?
Corner telling him to tighten up his punches. Very accurate to catch Palmeta coming in. The fighter from Argentina. We start round number 3. Palmeta starting to find his range in round number 2, but Saracho still slinging accurate power punches.
Bit of a chess match early on between these two.
You would expect from the amateur pedigree of Palmeta.
Yeah, staying in front of each other with a good rhythm.
Yep.
Jimmy, you made a good point. That amateur pedigree of Palmeta with the Olympians, that experience allows you to stay calm in these fights. Good combinations here by Palmeta, guys.
Yeah, Saracho started and then Palmeta finished stronger. Doubled up on the combinations there. That's that conditioning from Palmeta.
And also another theme we've seen tonight is sometimes the power punchers start out doing well, the opponent takes the shot and then goes, oh wait, I can take this, and starts building in confidence.
Overhand attempt there from Saracho, partially blocked.
Not a lot is landing clean. The only thing that's landed well is to the body. Both guys have landed some pretty good body shots.
That's something you see with high-level guys. It's, you know, defense. Defense is the difference when you get to the top.
Oh, good right hand.
Just as I said that,
Saracho
with a good hook upstairs, eye-catching shot.
Yeah, it's the way he doubles up that lead hand. It's really pretty.
One thing to keep in mind is southpaws don't see southpaws more than orthodox fighters do. It's weird for them to be in front of the southpaw as well.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but Palmeta came to the ring with a little bit of a shiner underneath that right eye.
Now it's a little more of a shiner.
Yeah, that uppercut's not going to help that.
He's been putting his sparring in. We can see that.
Oof, nice short, choppy little. And again, that oof in those punches. Even though he's in the new weight class, Saracho is the puncher here.
Does seem to have confidence in his power at 147.
Yeah, the position game. Both guys not falling out of position. Even on defense, See, right in front of each other. Just trying to slip, slide without losing position.
Champ, you're so right. You mentioned about how he's so good at finding those spots. Saracho sneaks those punches just between the gloves, just around the elbow.
Yeah, punch selection can be a determining factor in these competitive fights.
But also, there's no fat in the punch. They're very, very short.
Chris, you call it knuckle punching. You turn around, find that little spot that really hurts.
Yep, those are
very good at that.
Those are the punches that leave marks. Those are the punches that penetrate in the rib cage that put you down. Good knuckle punchers are very dangerous.
Thinking about low blow, referee agreed with that one. Saracho himself, Mexico, Colombia, the U.S.
That was a heavy shot. Palmeta's tough, man. He's durable. That was a heavy, heavy punch.
He's taking a few of those right hooks now. Yeah. You got to be careful. Those also, even if they don't hurt him, and he takes them well, they're shots that could catch the judge's eyes.
Fighting all the way to the bell tonight.
We're going to see some of that action from that last round. You see Saracho, they're closing the distance behind the double jab, switching things up now through the overhand left in that position, in that situation. But there's those little punches on the inside. Closes the distance, touch, and then doubling up that lead hand. That's been the most consistently effective punch for Saracho tonight.
You know, Coach Teddy Atlas always says it, no fat on his punches. It's hard to see those inside shots.
Sit down and let him hit you. No walls.
If you feel it, one, two, right away. Let's go.
Inside positioning crucial to this fight. Both these guys roughly the same height. Palmeta a little bit thicker at 147, but Saracho, the power punch, a lot of contradictions in this fight. Palmeta bigger, but not necessarily the harder puncher.
Where in most of the fights that he's in, he actually is the bigger puncher, but not tonight. Saracho has carried his power well up these weight classes from 35 to 40 and now 47.
Saracho, the Mexican fighter, they're used to being the grinders. Palmeta, the grinder from Argentina, is a little bit different tonight.
Yeah, Palmeta's like a gas tank guy. He's an endurance guy. He's a fitness guy. He stays in shape. He's a trainer. Here he comes, pushing on with double combinations. Nice body shot there. Oh, that was clean. Ooh, that was a clean punch. Yeah. Saracho's playing that. Oh, veteran move there.
I was about to say veteran move.
Veteran move. That was a clean punch.
It did land on the other side of the referee.
Yep. Very, very smart.
Replay this.
Slips inside. Right on the belt line. Right on the belt line. Actually, I thought that was a little bit higher, but still, I'm on the belt line.
Yeah. But the belt is also depends where your belly button is.
Yeah, the referee tells them, by the way.
That's close.
Where the line is.
It is up to the referees.
Yeah, a lot of times when I fought, the referee would say if your belt line is below your if your belt line is below your navel, then the belt line is low. If it's covering your navel, then the belt line is good.
For those of us older enough to remember Roy Jones Jr., his belt line would be up underneath his nipples.
That's why guys would do that, right?
And everyone's navel's in a different place, so it's kind of it's a very subjective matter.
Either way, veteran move from Saracho. Take the time, right?
Never seen that.
Palmeta had good offense. Break it up a little bit.
Never seen that looping left hand from Saracho, but also I've never seen him fight a southpaw like this. So he's finding a home for that punch as well, to the body and to the head.
Good snapping jab there.
Palmeta's having trouble getting momentum. He's got to get behind these combinations. He's got to be able to push. That's the kind of fighter he is.
Well, early on he was backing up Saracho. Now he's not been able to back up Saracho. Remember what I was talking about earlier? If you're able to back up the puncher, you make the puncher a little bit less strong because you keep him on the back foot. And it's happened a little bit less. Now he's got him backing up here. But if he's not able to continuously back up Saracho, it ends up that Saracho ends up taking the momentum.
Talk about that winging uppercut, Chris. You say it right through the center. He loves to throw it.
Yeah, Palmeta pulled out of that one, so that punch went wide. But Palmeta's got to be careful. He's getting stuck in the mud. He's standing in front. He's waiting for these punches. When you got a guy who throws combinations the way that Saracho does, especially so smoothly, you don't want to give him time to set up because these shots like that are going to start raining down. Good shots there from Palmeta. Good answer.
Saracho holding his ground more and more now, guys. He's not only is he not backing up, he's starting to push back Palmeta. But even when Palmeta tries to make the attempt, Saracho making the effort to mostly hold his ground.
Gentlemen, could we be seeing the fact that maybe making 140 was taking some down the punches of Saracho? Now that he's got that 7 pounds, we're seeing what he's capable of.
Which would be surprising because he came up from 35, you know, a couple fights before that.
Had a little trouble making weight last time out.
He's
looking
young,
good
though,
tonight.
He's still young though, right? Early 20s still.
Yeah, 23.
Yeah, you're still filling out in those ages. Those are weird ages for people.
Join us next time, August 21st. It is going to be an incredible main event here. ProBox Jarrett Hurd versus Jason Rosario. 2 former lineal world champions meet in our main event. 10 rounds in the middleweight division. That card stacked from top to bottom. So we bring you here at ProBox TV, not just the main event. Our whole card tonight has been amazing. Gets even better in August.
Oh yeah, 2 ex-world champions.
Okay.
Moving up, gentlemen.
Talk about stepping the game up.
I feel like that movie was Ace Ventura. Ray Finkel's house. I can't believe it. 2 future world champions in the main event. We're coming up the ladder. I can't believe it.
I need my headset and a clean pair of underwear.
Yeah.
Right now, round number 5. Fighter from Argentina is Alberto Palmetta in the blue and fuchsia. His opponent from Mexico, Jesus Saracho, in the black and white.
And not only 2 former world champions, but also in an open middleweight division where the winner could position himself for a middleweight title shot pretty soon. So
it could be their next fight, literally.
Very important. A lot on the line in that Hurd versus Jason Rosario fight, Jarrett Hurd versus Jason Rosario fight we have in our main event on the 21st of August.
We talk a lot about how 160 is wide open. Middleweight, anybody could sneak in there and get a title shot.
Especially if you have name recognition. And both of those guys being former unified junior middleweight world champions. Good body shot there by Saracho. Being former unified junior middleweight world champions. Step right to the front of the line if you look impressive against.
Well, Hurd has a win over current middleweight champion Arizona Lara,
yeah.
You know, so there's that caveat as well.
Good right hook from Palmetta.
Man, mixing up those
counterattack from Saracho.
Saracho's so creative. That last punch, he changes it. You can't tell where it's coming from, whether it's going to be high or low. He's been mixing it up brilliantly.
And again, that shot selection by Saracho. Impressive, and it's starting to be able to let him find the home more and more for the landed punches.
Southpaws too, not used to using the jab that much. When Saracho throws that jab, he turns Palmetta into a Pez dispenser. Ends up looking at the lights. Very good with that lead jab.
Yeah, I caught something while we were on a commercial break for Saracho in between rounds. You know, I think it was the first round. I was thinking about how calm he was, that he noticed that the bottom of his shoe had come apart a little bit. So his corner had to cut immediately. He just looked at the bottom of his shoe. He's like, cut that, cut that.
That is awareness, my friend.
Yes, exactly.
Once again, that quick, sneaky little jab.
Snappy, very, very
and
snappy.
holding his ground against Palmetta, not able to back him up as easily as he was earlier in the fight. And with Palmetta not able to back up Saracho, he's not able to be effective.
Good combination again from the fighter from Mexico.
It's tricky because he not only is his punch selection good, he's got fast hands and he's got power.
And he changes the speed on mid-combination as well.
Ding, 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 bang!
Palmetta coming back
work there from Palmetta.
Punches of his own, yep.
And I mentioned there's a weakness to the body in Saracho. We saw him get hurt in the past. That mouse under the eye starting to grow.
Cutting off the ring here by Palmetta. He keeps Saracho on that back foot. He's got to take advantage of moments like this.
He's got to work that.
Instead, again, that hook up top by Saracho, which is becoming a punch he's finding a home more and more often with.
And even though that punch didn't land that clean, it's very eye-catching.
Yeah. Turns your head, the judges see it.
Very competitive fight. Very, very close as we enter round number 6. Scheduled for 10. It's been great stuff so far, gentlemen.
We see some more of those combinations. The change up, the speed, but Palmetta pulled out on that one. They would make that punch miss. Then we see, again, it's always that double lead hand. And that was the punch I was talking about. Didn't land super clean. He rolled with it. A little bit of rubberneck on there, but the judges see that so much. Such an eye-catching shot right at the end of the round.
Te lo vas a acabar, papá. No, sí aguanta, pero lo pones mal y lo dejas que se recupere. Por eso hay que ser más contundente. Más contundente. ¿Ok? Por algo está disputando el título porque aguanta,
you got him in trouble. And basically, you're letting him off the hook. You're letting him get away. I saw you nodding when the opponent was saying that. When the corner was saying that.
Spot on. Spot on. He's landed really good combinations. He doesn't follow up. He allows Palmeta to come back. And we talked about it. I mean, from the open, Palmeta is a durable guy. He's a fitness guy. He's in good shape. He takes the punches well. Can't let him off the hook.
They're halfway through, scheduled for 10.
I mean, you can still see Palmeta is still attempting to, step in and get off his shots and try to even back up Saracho. When Saracho gets backed up, he's a different fighter. We saw that earlier in the fight where Palmeta was having good moments. You see Palmeta still trying to, pick his spots, take those half steps in, half steps out, set up traps, and then try to step back on the forward, step back on the gas. But it's been Saracho mostly on that front gas now.
Yeah, and Palmeta hasn't been the bulldozer we've seen him be in previous fights, where he's always moving forward, always pushing his opponent back. He hasn't had his way at all physically with Saracho tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if that's from the snappy power punching of Saracho or if it's positioning. Because Saracho's a very good position fighter. He's not the bigger guy in there, but he puts himself in a position where he has good base. He's a very good base.
Probably a little bit of both, champ, but also because it's not easy to anticipate what Saracho is going to do, the shots he's going to throw, because his shot selection is so creative and it's so snappy.
So the hesitancy is allowing.
And Palmeta doesn't get hit a lot cleanly.
No.
Every once in a while, but in order to be able to have that kind of defense, you got to anticipate, and so it keeps you from being on the front foot as much as you want to be.
Yeah, I was going to say that the offense of Saracho is really putting Palmeta on a defensive posture.
Ooh, shot there.
There's that physicality.
He landed a body shot a few seconds before, too, and he landed a good hook and a body shot. I'm not saying he should be a knockdown, but I don't know if Saracho didn't feel that in the second. Let's see if Palmeta jumps on him here, what happens.
Palmeta may have certainly
I think you're right. I think you're right, champ. He looks like he's hurt to the body. He's slowed down.
Yeah, and he's not going back, trying to get through this moment.
He's not punching either.
Said that was a vulnerability. He'd been hurt to the body before. Palmeta trying to take advantage now.
There's that body again. Sneaky left hand in there.
Oh, good catch and shoot there by Saracho to respond.
Yeah, Saracho covering up way more than he has at any point during this fight. And with a guy like Palmeta, you don't want to do that. He's physically strong. He's a workman. He'll get in there and let those hands go, beat you up.
I think he's trying to get through the moment. Good left hand by Saracho, trying to get through the moment. He might have been hurt.
Oh, trying to get out of it with power punching. Saracho now trying to come back.
Oh, we got a fight.
Good stuff from Palmeta. They meet in the center of the ring.
Second half of this fight is going to be very interesting.
And Palmeta getting himself fighting his way back into things with this round. Let's see if he can take the momentum from this round. This is a big Palmeta round.
Yeah, good body work again. He's found the weakness.
And the question is, can he exploit it for the next 4 rounds? Great round for the fighter from Argentina, Alberto Palmetta.
Right before he goes down, it's like a body shot right there.
Yep.
Might have felt that one around then. A little hook to the head. And now he's getting away. He gets a little bit on his bike here. Another body shot in there. And then he goes on very easily.
Yeah,
he goes on very easily.
Once again, veteran move, right? Oh, he pushed me down. I need a second, right?
Yep. I've used that move. I've done that.
You're like, I'm not too proud to admit I've done that myself.
A good body shot, and then you get a push in the back of your neck. Like, oh, right, he pushed me down. Meantime, you can't get as many breaths as you can.
Slow down. Slow down again. I need you to be busy, Beto. You fit to fight, baby. You fit to fight, baby. You fit to fight, man.
Fall back on what you know. You said it, Chris. He's a fitness guy. Corner saying you're in better shape than this guy. Make him feel it.
He's a second half fighter. Palmeta is one of those guys, man. He's a grinder. He's durable in the beginning, and he comes on late. He's going to have to do that again here tonight.
Round number 7 scheduled for 10.
It looked like Saracho was on his way to run away with this, and then Palmeta came back with a big round 6.
Hurt with some body punches. First time we've really seen Saracho hurt in this fight. He had been the power puncher up to that point. Question is, of course, is a minute on your stool enough?
Yes. Well, So there's work to be done here. Palmeta has 4 rounds left. He's probably going to need most, if not all of them. And let's see if Saracho can, take back the momentum.
You mentioned in the beginning, champ, Saracho doesn't fight well going backwards, but he did come to the center of the ring, even though he was hurt last round to the body. So, big bombs.
That sneaky jab, still a very effective weapon for Saracho.
He is short like those body shots, man.
They almost freeze it, if you notice that. It almost stops completely,
Yeah, because, you throw shots at him and he's thinking as you throw him. But as soon as you land a good body shot, he stops thinking and he goes in full survival if it's one that he feels, Oh, good shot there. Palmeta coming up. Hit with the left hand.
See, this is the thing. When Palmeta gets more on his offensive, he gets hit cleaner. When he was full defense, he wasn't going to hit with clean shots. Now he is.
Find that balance. So
nice fade.
It's that time of the fight where you got to start taking those chances.
See, that was a fancy move from Saracho. He did a mid combination feint to anticipate where Palmeta was going to put his head and crack it. My old coach used to call that a gap. You gap a guy.
They're not easy to do because your momentum's already going with the punches.
Keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean.
Slick combination from Saracho.
Good on Palmeta to hold his position. See what he's doing now. Saracho's getting off the combination. They're not landing cleanly. Palmeta holds his position so that he can get right back on the attack. It's that mental pressure he's trying to apply combined with the physical pressure.
Which is an adjustment from a couple rounds ago where Palmeta was giving up ground. Now he's holding the position. One from the nose of Saracho now.
What are the chances, champs, that maybe that body work has taken some of the sting off Saracho's punches, where you can walk through them a little bit better?
Or it's like what you said, Jimmy. Maybe Palmeta's felt the power and goes, you know what, I can take this.
And also, guys, we're in the second half of the fight. Could be some fatigue setting in as well.
Yep. All those things, combinations.
And of course, the confidence. When you're confident, you get a little bit of extra energy when you're confident. Palmeta, seeing that some of the work he's doing is getting results, gives him a little bit more confidence, and it gives him a little bit of that energy boost.
10 seconds left to go. Palmeta, you called him a second half fighter. He's done well so far in the second half of this fight.
Say it all the time, 10 rounds is a very long time.
Can't wait until August 21st. Look at this fight card. Jarrett Hurd versus Jason Rosario, 2 former world champions in our main event. 10 rounds in the middleweight division. Real Valsaint joined us earlier tonight. He cannot wait to get in there against Angel Ruiz. That is 10 rounds once again in the middleweight division. Dominic Valle, the up-and-comer, undefeated, versus Kevin Puerta. Big step up for him. 8 rounds in the lightweight division. August 21st. Do not miss it. Download the ProBox TV app. It is going to be amazing. Tonight has been amazing as well. We're in the main event. Alberto Palmetta from Argentina, the Olympian of 2016. Looking at his corner, Jesus Saracho from Mexico, the power puncher. 13 wins, 11 knockouts. Round number 8, gentlemen. Separate the men from the boys from here on out.
3 very important rounds left in this fight. But Palmeta needs to step on the gas.
Saracho owned the fight early with his power punches. Palmeta starting to come back, land his own shots, and really take away the real estate in the last couple of rounds. Starting really in round number 6.
Nice. Again, backing up Saracho. Saracho not the same fighter backing up. Again, guys.
Good anticipation with that left hand. Now we're starting to see the physicality, seeing how much bigger and stronger Palmeta is on the inside.
Remember, when you're tired, missing punches like that also affects you. Saracho whips a right hook and misses it.
Yeah, I mentioned how there was no fat on the punches. That was a lot of fat on that punch.
You know, we said in the opening of our card tonight, Chris, Southpaw, a lot of times they're cuties, right? They're a little slick. Whoever's moving back is probably losing in this fight. These guys aren't cuties, right? They're not setting up footwork treads. It's whoever's moving forward is generally winning tonight.
And not to say they're not high level. They are very high level. They're hard to hit. You know, they're classy in their approach, but they're more offensive fighters. They're not, as we would say, a cutie. They're not defensive specialists.
Yeah, but they play the position game well.
Yes, they're very good fighters. They're very, very high class.
You look you can tell what I mean, and for everybody at home, the position game is in. When the offense comes the way of the fighter, it doesn't break his whole positioning to where he can't punch back. You saw Palmeta, Saracho just shot some shots. Palmeta held his position, rolled a little bit, and was in position to get right back on top of him. That creates mental stress for the guy who's being pressured.
Saracho is under a lot of mental stress right now. He's not enjoying the pressure being put on him.
Slow burn kind of fight for Palmeta. Pulling forward, able to use that jab and those short punches. Saracho, very effective with the jab earlier on. Good one there.
But he's not getting the respect from Palmeta anymore.
Exactly. Not able to back him up like he could have.
Palmeta realized he can hurt him, you know, and again, he's been confident ever since. You know, remember a couple of rounds ago, Saracho got hurt, and Palmeta's really gotten that extra boost of energy since.
Palmeta rolled with that, partially blocked.
Yeah, probably was a slap anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Saracho, the punches completely changed.
Not what do you say, the knuckles turn you?
Yeah,
they're not turning over anymore?
Knuckle puncher.
Not turning over like he was, but still trying hard to land.
Palmeta's becoming the power puncher now.
Yeah, he's on that front foot.
10 seconds left to go.
Get interesting, guys. Really get interesting here as we close this fight out.
It has been a great fight. We get ready for round number 9.
Really a tale of two fights at this point.
Yeah.
We got an opportunity to go ahead and win this thing if you go ahead and pick it up and do the same thing over and over again. Breathe and get it back. Slow it down. Again. Slow it down. And let your actions go. Okay? Let your actions go. You get on the inside and worried about my...
Heard Charles Mooney. Give me more of what? Give me more of that. Do what you've been doing.
Después vamos a estar lamentando lo mismo, mijo, por favor. Hay que tirar todo, cabrón. ¿Oyó? Ahorita ya no hay dolor, ya es de huevos, ya son huevos ahorita.
Urgency in the corner of Jesus Saracho. I think they feel this fight slipping away, just like Palmeta's corner feels like they can put this one away if they keep doing what they're doing the last couple rounds.
Yeah, I mean, the first half of the fight, all Saracho. The second half has been Palmeta. So very interesting these next couple of rounds. I mean, listen, Palmeta can really put the pressure here. He can turn this fight around, maybe even get a stoppage. Saracho was looking very uncomfortable.
Jesus Saracho came, if you look at the Castillo fight, he came on late in that fight and lost. And then earlier on against Cesar Francis, he didn't close as strong as he should have. That's what you guys said on air, and ends up winning a decision. It's interesting, right?
Not putting those shots there.
He has had issues closing fights out.
Who's going to be willing to be more uncomfortable here? Because you're going to have to be willing to be uncomfortable to pull this fight out.
Palmeta so far at his best when he's moving forward. Saracho, as you pointed out, Paul, he's not great when he's on his back foot. When he's moving forward like this, that he has success.
Saracho seems like he's made a decision in this fight. You know, he's nutting up and he's saying, listen, the situation like this, like if you work harder, the fight's easier. If that makes sense. If you hang back, you can make the fight really, really hard. Or you could just step on the gas, push through it, like you said, Chan, be uncomfortable and make the fight easier.
Yeah, and he's not landing a lot, which also can be uncomfortable, but it's keeping Palmeta's hands home. It's not allowing Palmeta to get off a lot of shots here.
And that's when he was being really successful in the first half of the fight. Keep Palmeta on the defensive.
You see Palmeta trying to play that position game because he's not getting really hit cleanly with all those shots. So he's trying to hold the position and keep pressing. Let's see how it works out for him.
Good body shot from Palmeta. Couple shots upstairs and then digs down low.
Because he made Saracho expend energy, didn't land a lot. Looked okay because Palmeta wasn't throwing, but now he kept that stress on him. Let's see if Saracho can keep active in the final minute.
Saracho's working very hard this round. Oh, big right hand upstairs.
Nice hook over the top from the fighter from Argentina. Saracho coming back with combinations of his own.
See, they don't land. If you notice, you're watching, they're not landing. A lot of them are grazing. Here's a decent shot.
Well, Palmeta, he rubbernecks a lot of those shots. He rolls with them. He keeps the upper body moving. Doesn't get hit that clean.
And it allows him to hold that position to keep that stress.
Nice step.
But is he active enough this round? That's the question.
Yeah,
is he active enough for his...
Not for me. He's not throwing enough punches.
Good body shots. Those will be eye-catching.
This is a big round. And Saracho came out here and did work.
You said it, Chris. He made the commitment to not go away. He's showing he's not just going to fold these last 2 rounds.
It'll be a big round here, man. He'll do his line in the sand.
Well, I heard huevos a bunch of times in the corner. So.
We don't need a translation for that. We all know what that means. We're ready for round number 10, the final round of our main event tonight here on ProBox TV.
Slow it down. This is the last round. You got to knock this monkey out to win this fight. You got to knock him out to win this fight. That means you got to do it with a bunch of punches, man. If you want to win,
you got to knock this motherfucker out. You got to round it. Let's go, Saracho. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Come on.
Hágalo, papá, hágalo, no hay otra. Ya no es un round nada más. Hay que darle su madre en este round.
Get this motherfucker.
Gentlemen, both corners say you need a knockout to win this fight. Both of them.
Yeah, they're trying to. That's one way to motivate your guys.
This is it, round number 10, our final round of our main event.
This is going to be a high-intensity round.
Alberto Palmetta, a fighter from Argentina. He's in the blue and fuchsia. Jesus Saracho from Mexico in the black and white.
You can feel the intensity in the air right now.
First half of the fight belonging to the power punching of Jesus Saracho. Palmetta, the physical pressure, taking over. Back half of the fight.
Palmetta standing up tall.
It's gonna all come down to the final round.
Whoever wins, well, whoever loses this fight is gonna look back and be like, man, there were so many opportunities for me to take advantage. Because both men have had big opportunities to win this fight and really separate themselves. Oh, good work here from Saracho. See, Saracho standing his ground is a different fighter than when he's backing up.
He has been aggressive. He has been outstanding with his accuracy, his power, his combinations. But Palmetta has been able to back him up since round 6. Can Saracho make one more stand, and will it be enough in this final round?
Use that punch variation from Saracho, man. Tricky shots.
And Palmetta trying to man up and try to walk him down here. Saracho not backing off. He's trying to keep those hands moving. An important round for both guys, it could be.
Oh, corner was pleading with Saracho. Pleading with him to go out there and do it.
He's trying. He's taking their advice. Yeah, he's definitely trying to do it.
Who's willing to be more uncomfortable, like you said, champ? I love that. Oh,
comes up and he pays for it. Yep.
Well, one thing, also, Chris, you talk about him rubbernecking and rolling off these punches. It also adds kind of a dramatic. The punches look bigger than they really are. It turns his head every time.
100%.
Oh, good stuff inside from Saracho.
Exchange. Last minute.
Palmetta answering back.
So who's going to be able to separate themselves, take this last round, which is going to be very important for the scorecards.
We knew it would be this kind of fight, toe-to-toe, Argentina versus Mexico.
Saracho's last fight was a controversial decision loss. You know he wants to leave here with a win tonight.
I know he's been thinking about that in the gym, now on his bike. Acting as though he has this round sewn up.
Or maybe he's just tired.
He's just tired of throwing punches, Paulie.
Both these guys are tired. This has been a high-intensity fight, high work rate from both guys.
Good exchange.
10 seconds left in the 10th and final round.
Really entertaining main event.
Toe-to-toe. Can't take your punches home with you. And he staggered Palmetta with that final shot. Was it enough?
Wow. Awesome finish.
Great stuff from both of these fighters. Talk about the final seconds of the final round.
Palmetta relaxed 1 second too early. Get hit with a big shot. Bang. Bang, that one right there.
Yeah, that one got that little left hand got in the middle.
Yep.
10 more seconds.
Yeah.
Might have had a knockout in the final round.
Palmeta relaxed 1 second too early and got caught with that big shot.
Credit to Saracho for biting down those last 2 rounds. It couldn't have been easy because Palmeta didn't just give it to him, but it might be enough to
he was
swing it his way.
He was in a world of hurt in the 6th round. 7th round was really looking uncomfortable, and then 8, 9, 10, he really stepped on it.
Yeah, I thought he probably lost 8 as well, but 9 and 10, I thought he really made a big effort, and it couldn't have been easy. Palmeta pressed him every round and really, made him work for it every round. The one big mistake Palmeta was making was coming up a little bit on the inside a lot of times. And he would get himself clipped with those right hooks. Those were eye-catching right hooks. See, again, there, he would just come up randomly.
This is where everything changed in round number 6, gentlemen.
Yeah, right here. He got hit with a couple body shots. He was hurt. He got nudged down. And then from then on, it was in survival mode for the rest of that round. Round 7 was another tough round.
Yeah, round 8, I thought it was another good Palmeta round.
Yeah, Palmeta would have a really good second half of the fight.
But then 9 and 10, Saracho, credit to Saracho, really biting down. It's a good moment here for Palmeta. Round 9 was competitive in some parts, but I thought Saracho was able to pull it out, and then 10 as well, especially with their big close at the end of the fight in round 10.
Yeah, that was the biggest.
Might have really sealed it for Saracho here, this last exchange.
Really going for it.
Talk about fighting to the final bell, gentlemen. It's what we expect from 2 warriors in our main event, but was it enough for Saracho? Jim Sorensen has the scorecards.
Ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of this fight? After 10 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Jed O'Connor scores this bout 97-93 in favor of Jesus Saracho. Judge Joanne Richard scores this bout 96-94 in favor of Alberto Palmetta. And Judge Michael Ross scores this bout 96-94 in favor of your winner by split decision and new WBA Continental America champion, Jesus Saracho!
Couple rounds either way was the difference. A strong finish for the fighter from Mexico, Jesus Saracho. He redeems himself after a controversial decision loss.
All decision fights tonight. We went long, no knockouts, but still amazing action. Nonetheless, great competitive fights, good action fights. We hope the fans at home loved it, and we hope you continue to tune in. Do not forget August 21st, guys. Jarrett Hurd, Jason Rosario. We are really looking forward to continue to bring you the best fights and continue to grow the brand. We brought you a world title fight in June with Lamont Roche defending the WBA super featherweight title. Now we're bringing you 2 former world champions with big things on the line for the winner. The winner could possibly get himself a big title shot in the middleweight division. Jarrett Hurd versus Jason Rosario, August 21st.
It's going to be absolutely incredible. August 21st is our next one. You just said it, champ. Jarrett Hurd versus Jason Rosario. But top to bottom, that card is absolutely stacked. Do not miss it. Wednesday, August 21st, ProBox TV. Download the app now. Check it out live. If the action continues like it did tonight, it is going to be absolutely amazing. Incredible night for everybody behind the scenes, our directors, producers, of course, myself, Jimmy Smith, alongside Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi. It's been a great night of fights. The fighters, they gave us all. We appreciate you so much, and we'll see you next time here on ProBox TV.
Not going to beat Andy Flynn's